What's up, everybody? Good evening. Good to see you all. Happy Sunday, February 1st, the first day of the new month. And yeah, one day closer to hopefully spring, or we can all get out of this hellacious winter that we're all having and experiencing. Let me quickly say quick shout out to my newest subs, Moulin Sarvak, and a couple of anonymous among you. I can't see your name in case you're wondering. That's why I can't shout you out. Your privacy settings don't allow me to see your name. But thank you. I hope you saw something you liked enough to make you subscribe. And if in the future you decide it's not for you, or it's just too long, the content, you don't have time for it, please do me the favor of unsubscribing before you stop watching. All right, thank you. And let me jump into the chat immediately. I know Derek Neiman was here about an hour and a half ago, or 2.5 hours ago. There you go. Sal was the master of expressive faces. He had some good ones, man. And what's up, Hart? What's a thumbs up? Is it a special proctology exam for you? It is. What's up, Tom? What's up? Sal was the king of the house style and king of the Bronze Age for sure. Oh yeah, you're all thumbed up. What's up? What's up? And who else we got? Hey, John Brown's in the house as always. Good to see you, John. Stingray, ahoy, coming in to the port. My man, Jason Ladwig. Yes, sir. Everybody, please remember that next Sunday, you should not tune in here at the usual time, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific. Nobody will be here. It's not because there's no show. It's because we will be doing the 4th consecutive Super Bowl, pre-Super Bowl show. I intend to watch the Super Bowl live, as I always do every year. So can't have a show at nighttime. And therefore, am going to be doing a show which has become a bit of a what do you call it, tradition around here, around these parts, similar to how the Cesar Alvarez unboxing at Christmas unboxing show has become tradition. We will be doing the show only 2 short hours, everybody. 2 short hours. All right. I'll give you a quick peek here. Pre-Super Bowl Comic Art Hangout. It's an afternoon episode from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that means it's from noon to 2 p.m. on the West Coast. So please remember that, okay? A 2-hour quickie is what it's going to be. All right? And Jason, for the 4th year in a row, the great man that he is co-hosting with me once again. And for those of you who see that get up, right, the whole football thing, the pre-Super Bowl, whatever, I want you to know, those of you who skip it every year, you shouldn't skip it. It's what you see on the thumbnail. It doesn't mean that we're going to talk about football for 2 hours. It's just that day is Super Bowl Sunday. So I always do the thumbnail up as a football-themed thumbnail. And while we will most likely spend a few minutes at the beginning saying a few words about the game, the majority of the show will still we intend to still talk about comic art, talk about our hobby. So please stop skipping out on that show. I know a lot of you guys think it's all football related, and you non-football fans just skip that show every year. Don't skip it. We will talk about comic art. All right. We may be dressed football-like, but we will talk primarily about comic art. Okay. All right. And I will remind everybody at the end of the show as well again. Okay. So there we go. So let me see. Good evening to you, Rickster. What's up, CJ? What's good, buddy? And Newell, Mr. Stingray. Okay, these are the back and forth hellos. And we got your thumb and your heart. How's it hanging? Nice. Our pal indeed, Rick. Our pal indeed. Been our pals for most of our lives, hasn't he? And hello to Vivian, of course. Very lovely of you, CJ, as always. And Tom, that Hulk 272 cover is an amazing Al Milgrom cover. It's amazing and great. Yes, you are correct about how wonderful it is. But it is an Al Milgrom cover. Sal only, I think, did two covers out of his entire 100+ issue run on that title. Can you imagine? How crazy is that? Yeah. He did one cover, which I think was 277. It's one with the UFOs. It's a really great cover. My buddy Will Gabriel has, I think, had that in the past. I'm not sure. I think Will had it. But great cover, anyways, whoever owns it now. And he did that one. He did an annual cover, inked by Byrne, I believe, or maybe just him. And I think maybe one more, a second regular run cover. Yeah, most of the covers were by Milgrom, actually. So there you go. Hulk 272 was killer. Yes, sir. Do you remember that one? Did you actually read that when you were a kid, Hart? Somehow, Mr. DC fan, I have my doubts, you know. What's up, Peter? Good to see you. And who else do we have? Hello, there we go. There she is, Vivian. Hi, Vivian. Always happy to have Vivian's support here every week. And there we go. From Vivian's from the man that Vivian is the #1 fan of, Jason Ladwig. And we got the hellos. Vivian, I don't know if you realized everybody's saying hello to you back, so I don't know if you left or not. But everybody, Tom is saying hello back to you. Dwayne's a pain in the house. What's good, Dwayne? Peter Roe, what's good, what's good? And of course...
I say hi back. I just need to fix your watch.
Oh, okay. Vivian tells me that she... breaking news, everyone. She did say hi back, and she's just busy trying to set the time on my watch. This digital watch that I have, or whatever. We can't figure it out. Hello, Vivian. Hope you and Arwen are good, says Hart. They are doing good. They are doing well, Hart. Thank you. In case she hasn't responded to that one. 15 inches of snow here. Shut the town down. I'm not surprised, because that's not typical for your neck of the woods, Tom. I wouldn't bypass my privacy settings. I did, Derek. I'm very selective as to who I bypass, you know. And who else do we have? Southern Comic Geek himself. Hello, folks from Chile, Mississippi. Even down in the deep south of Mississippi, it's freezing. How crazy is that? And Southern Comic Geek, Jason Richardson himself, told me he's going to pop in today. And I should mention, everybody, so tonight I have every intention of, oh, you got it done. Woo! Let me see. But nothing that, oh, yeah, 8:10. Awesome. She got it done. 8:11 now. Nice. Thanks, hon. And so we're going to, you know, I just want to kind of remember Sal in the best way possible. Just have reminisce a little bit about his career, you know, his work. And I didn't put it on the thumbnail, but what I was hoping is that we as a group could all come together. Because what I intend to do is share the screen on CAF. Go to CAF and just do searches for Sal art, and we could take a look at Sal art together. But I just feel like, you know, I would always rather show Sal art from the collection of people who are here supporting me every week. So that's you guys in the chat. If you're willing to pop in and have us go to your CAF gallery, and we'll take a look at what Sal art you have, and you can just tell us a little bit about what you think about it. Whatever you have to say about it. That would be the most fun thing, and it'd be a nice tribute to Sal from his fans, you know. And again, as always, you don't have to stick around afterwards, but if you want to just pop in for a little bit, look at you, we can look and talk about your art. What's up, Compson? And then yeah, and you can pop out again, whatever, or stick around if you want to. You know, it's all good, whatever you guys want, but it'd be nice. I'd rather kind of do like that. And like I said, Jason, Southern Comic Geek, at some point, whenever he wants to, he can pop in, and we'll take a look at some Sal art from his collection, and hopefully some of the rest of you will also do the same. And we'll see if we're struggling and nobody wants to come together on behalf of Sal, the late dear departed Sal Buscema. I'd be okay then if any of you wanted to come in, hang out, and we just to hang out with me, and we go and look for some random Sal art on CAF, you know. So let's see if we can come together on this one, folks. Damn football messing things up. It's a tradition, like Nick's red pants. Yeah, man. Marcus after marathon sprint 2025. Hey, what's good, Sean? Sean's here, everybody. Hey, Sean. Hey, Sean. Hey, Sean. Rickster in the house. A few minutes about the game, more like 1.5 of pigskin talk, 1.5 hours. No, it won't be. It won't be. The whole show is only 2 hours. Trust me, everybody. Take my word on that. Jason, I'll get down. I haven't spoken to Jason in depth in a long time. We'll get to find out what's been happening with him and his collecting. It should be fun. 2 hours, as you guys know, 2 hours goes by really fast. I intend to finally get down to what a blue line is. Finally, maybe you could tell us if you figured it out, you know? But you skip it. Skip it good. You must skip it. Marcus is trying to figure out what OAX is. Yes, I heard Marcus bought a timeshare for OAX. Nice. Jason, blue line is where they make a touchdown. Exactly. Rubén says comic art, but he really wants to talk football. Don't scare everybody away, Peter. What's up, Scott? Good to see you. Welcome. And come on, guys. It's going to be comic talk next week. It just looks like football talk, but it sounds like comic art talk. Don't worry about it. ComicArtBoston. This is literally a quick step to register. My like. Sal was very versatile indeed. A consummate artist. Thank you, Cab. Lovely to see you as always. Thank you for dropping by as always and registering your like. Yeah, everybody, if you're here watching right now and you haven't done so already, can you please click that thumbs up icon just down here somewhere? That'd be, you know, in honor of Sal, please. That'd be nice. I'd appreciate it. I knew it was Milgram's work. I know you did, but I still had to do that. You did what you did. I had to do what I have to do. That's how it goes, baby. And everybody's saying hello to Cab, of course. While I will always remember his Hulk, he did so much else. Oh, yes. Including a splendid inking of BWS's Conan. Indeed. I did enjoy the odd Hulk comic. Nice. But did you really read 272 back in the day? That's what I'm really asking, you know. Wish I could stay longer. It is good that everyone can pay tribute to Sal. It looks like now like an entire generation of artists is passing. Yes, indeed. Very few of the old guard left. Very few. I mean, it was down to kind of him, Sterenko, Gray Morrow, but even he was kind of, you know, he didn't do a lot of mainstream work, so yeah, and he was kind of more thought of as early 70s, not the 60s, you know, in terms of mainstream stuff at least. And let me see. So, hello, Vivian and her husband. Nice. Appreciate that, Corey. So let's see. You gotta go. Take care. Take care, Cat. Be good. Hey, Corey. My family and I doing well. Sunny California is great. No snow. Lucky you. California, that's great. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Yes, indeed, Mr. 25. Take care, Vivian. Hi, Cab. Hope you're well. You too. All right. Everybody's just saying hello to everybody else. Arwin, ComicArtBoston sends his warmest wishes to you. And I have to check out now. Take care of something. Okay, bye, Cap. I only have one Sal. One Sal. Not like you would pop in to talk about it anyways, Marcus. So it's like, you know, whatever. But I'll still say hello to you, Marcus. Hi, Marcus. And who else? Who else? Just hellos. I thought you'd already have a bunch of scans. No. I had no time to do one of those prep shows. No. We're just going to wing it on CAF, and that's about it, you know? If you really want, do you want us to email scans? Nope. Not interested in wasting time having to save scans and upload scans in the middle of a live show. No, thank you. Always fun when he's on. Who knows? You seem to get kind of annoyed by him, Tom, actually. Blue lines aren't hockey. You know that. You're a hockey fan. Yes, sir. I guess Spencer on will explain the blue line. That's most of his inventory anyways. Ooh, what a burn. Next Sunday will be a Comic Art football clutch. Blue lines are Papa Smurf's wrinkles. Coffee clutch. You guys are wild. He did live towards 90. Yeah, he listened. He lived 90 years. I really hate when people pass away just days before their birthday and people don't give them credit for that last year. Like, it's 362 days. Oh, no, we can't give him credit for that year. It wasn't exactly 365 days. He lived 90 years, folks. Not 89. He lived 90 years in spite of not getting to celebrate that birthday. Okay? Well, John Romita is gone. I don't know why you're mentioning him. He's gone. Romita, if you're talking about Romita Jr., he doesn't count. He came in the late 70s, or actually mid 70s. Yes, Red Hulk 272, but in the 80s when I picked up Hulk issues on my LCS. Cool. Nice, Heart. Nice. Also, Perlin 70s. That's not old guard. And Ramona, geez, Sean, are you not online at all? Like, Ramona passed away, whatever, like it's been a year. I don't know how long it's been. She already passed away a while back. I think Don Perlin passed away. Somebody will have to confirm that. I don't quite remember. Ramona definitely did. And they're Bronze Age. They're not part of the old guard. You found the second Sal. Nope, no scans, my friend. No scans. How many cap comments by end of the year? Probably another 25,000, I would say. You know. And yes, Don did pass away. Thank you, Southern Comic Geek. Yes, sir. Okay, well, so just as we get into this, let me start off by bringing in my friend Southern Comic Geek, if he is ready, and I do believe he is. Let's pop him in here. Hey, what's up, Jason? How you doing, buddy?
Good. How about yourself?
Good, man. I'm doing good, man. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, you know, aside from the craziness of the winter nuttiness that even you in Mississippi are feeling, yeah, whatever. Like we're handling it. We're doing what we can and just getting by, you know. And let me. Sorry, guys. You guys are probably hearing the email, those ding notifications that tell you that emails in. Let me get rid of my email client. and come back to here. Okay, perfect. Okay, there we go. Thank you. Yeah. So good, man. Yeah, good. What exactly is your winter like? Have you just gotten cold, or have you also gotten some snow in Mississippi?
Well, north of me, there was quite a bit of snow. So about an hour and a half, there was a lot of snow. Oxford.
In the state?
Mm-hmm.
In the northern part of the state?
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Yeah, it shut down the interstate with the snow and the ice. Oxford, which most people would know for Ole Miss, since we're talking football, got hit pretty hard. But yeah, so down here though, it's just mainly cold weather. Luckily we didn't have a lot of rain, so it didn't turn into ice. But I just got back from Tulsa, Oklahoma, because my number 4 proposed to his girlfriend. So there's going to be a wedding this year.
Wow.
And, yeah.
Hold on. Your 4th one out of 6 is already old enough to be married. Holy smokes, man! Like, and you're still a young guy. Like, you guys got started early then, right? I mean, you're Southerners. That makes sense, right? It's typical, whatever. But that's so wild for me to hear, because I only got one, and I had her when I was 39. So it's like, and I know that's obviously late, an old dad or whatever. But like, yeah, it still shocks me when I hear, in our generation, it became less and less of a thing of, people having kids when they were like 20, 21, 19, So when I hear it, it's like, wow. So your oldest is how old?
He'll be 29 this year.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
But so yeah, I mean, my oldest grandchild will be 3 this year, or oldest grandchildren. I got 2 that are same age or a couple months apart, and then my old granddaughter's fixing to be born in a couple weeks prior to OAX.
Wow,
for me to be down there. But so yeah, they're not too much younger than what their aunt and uncle, which were the cabooses for me. But even my kids, like I said, my oldest one, they've only got one, and he's 29. By age 29, I already had 4. So
wow, 4. So your first one you had when?
I was 18.
Wow, you really started young. Wow, that's crazy, man. But it's cool. It's what's great about having them that young. I mean, even though, if you can get through the difficulties, obviously, of being 18 and being a father and a mother already, you tough it out, you get through that. What's so great, I always found, is that I find you guys lucky because you are still very young when the kids become adults. I love that, right? The idea that your kids become adults and they don't really necessarily look at mom and dad as like, you old fogies or whatever. Like they're still so young, So it's like you can do cool things with your mom, your dad, whatever. I love that. Yeah. So that's a really neat thing. Wow. So very, very cool. Wow, that's amazing. And your youngest is how young now?
She is 6.
6 years old. Wow. Wow. Quite a spread in age, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. And Tom says his son will soon be 28. Wow, that's another one too. Yeah, Tom, you also, I noticed from your pictures, Tom, when you posted some on your Facebook, I was also surprised. I knew you had I think it's 3 kids. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought they were younger. And when I saw the picture, I was like, oh shit, they're all grown up. All 3 are adults. Like, at least they look adult. Wow. So that's pretty wild, man. That's pretty wild. Hey, what's up? Jeff Wedding. Late greetings. Rest in peace indeed to Sal. And thanks, Will Smith. Hi, Jeff. Hi, Jeff. Yeah, very good. So yeah, anyways, guys, let me actually do a quick promo. It's like I only got 2. And then we'll get right into this. And so first, wanted to let you know that Newell, who is with us this evening, actually right now, I noticed on time to get it in today, Newell. interestingly enough, I know you guys are going to think this is weird or it sounds weird, but Newell's video that he did today is an OAX 2025 recap. Yes. OAX from last year, from about a year ago, 11 months ago. No, about a year ago or so. Yeah, about a year ago or so now. So he did a recap, but it's not what you think. It's not like he's going to talk about, oh yeah, so let me tell you how it all went last year. It's art showing. It's a lot of art showing. So it's fun. It's like a, what do you call it? Not unboxing, but he just shows art that he, his pickups from OAX and stuff. And so that was fun. So let me just drop this link that goes directly to that video into the chat. So there you go. And Jeff says that Tom is only 35. He started when he was 6 or 7. Senpai noticed me. Who's Senpai? I don't get it. Somebody will let us know, I guess. That's why my wife and I started over before the older ones all left, Tom. I wish Jeff Olden broke down feeling. Lee posted a new video today. Oh, he told me he was going to try to get it. Yeah, he told me he was going to. Oh, there's the one I just put in. He told me he was going to try to get it. Getting the hype train rolling. I can see that. Let me. I have. It's funny because I have another browser open, and it's funny because it's not giving me the notification that, which is weird. Usually, like on a PC, I'll get a red dot showing beside the channel name, and that tells me, okay, this channel updated their channel, like they posted something new, and but it's not telling me. But since I was there anyways, I can grab the link and tell you guys that. And thank you, CJ, for confirming that he did get one in on time before, by the time my show came on. Let me pop that in there because I believe it's supposed to be another unboxing. I guess I'll check it out later tonight after my show. And here's that link, direct link for you guys. Hopefully that works. Right. And then last but not least, let me get you the second promo done here. And that's going to be for Nick, Nicky B. So this coming Friday, Nick is going to have a show. And he's going to show something, a piece of art. Let's put it this way. The show is titled Nick's Personal Treasure Revealed. Okay. And he told me that he wants to keep it. He's very coy. He even kept it secret from me. He said that the piece has a connection to both Frank Miller and John Cassaday, which is interesting. As you all know, he was very, very good friends with the late John Cassaday. And so I'm curious to see what the connection to the Miller part of that equation is. And, given how much we all know that his primary treasure is the Crisis number 8 story that he owns, makes me kind of wonder, okay, what treasure is this that he would kind of make it the focus of an episode of his show? So check it out. That'll be this coming Friday. And I will pop the direct link to that here for those of you who do not subscribe. And if you don't, you should. But there you go. Direct link to that episode. And yes, thank you for clarifying that this will be just, he's showing it off. It's not something that it's going to be for sale. He just wants to show everybody something that's meaningful to him. And Nick's going to show Stingray art that happens to have Namor. I don't think it's that meaningful to him, though, Newell, So Cassaday owned the Miller piece that he bought. Really? Okay. And what time Friday? Well, I assume, Marcus, that unless it changed, it's at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific, right here on YouTube patreon.com/the-exp. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. But of course, if I'm wrong about that, Marcus, and you know something I don't, let us all know. Nick's Spanish galleon treasure, right on. Be sure to show up 30 minutes after the show starts. Yes, there's a bit of a trend where he only seems to come in now sometime after 7:30, between 7:30, 7:40, somewhere in there on average, Corey, flashing with the booch. Are you sure 7 p.m. seems early? Yeah, well, that's when the show goes live. I'm not promising he will be there to show you the artwork I'm talking about, but the show does go live at that time. That's all I'm saying. Show up when you want to, everybody. Nipple revealed the location of Amelia Earhart's plane. Now, that would be a very... I would honestly love to see that, Peter, far more than any piece of comic art you could imagine. I'm telling you right now. That would be very exciting to me. I've known about that since childhood, So, yeah, that kind of a discovery, well, way more exciting to me than a piece of comic art, sure. The 7 to 7:40 is the Amy show, as Tom puts it. Yes, indeed. Al Capone's vault. Remember that scam, CJ, back in the 80s? Or was it early 90s? Felt like late 80s, early 90s. Al Capone's vault. Let's look at that and see what's inside. And there's like literally nothing inside it. Like nothing but air. Smelly, musty air, Get a studio sidekick like Ed McMahon. Okay, guys, I gotta go. I'll watch on Rewind. Sounds good, Corey. Be good, buddy. See you soon. And Jeffy does. Amy and Jay. Boo, Corey. Boo this man. Boo, because the guy has other things to do. And Corey usually has to leave at 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. So that's kind of it's an hour early for Corey. Very interesting. I don't want to butt in and not mind my own business. I'm not going to ask Corey what the deal with that is. It is what it is. But okay, yeah. So I did the final promo. And so, yeah, let's get into the show, everybody. Let's get into the show. Now, a Southern Comic Geek, Mr. Jason Richardson, I have to ask you, do you, by some chance, only have a few minutes to spare so that we can go see your Sal Buscema art and look and talk about it? Or do you have more time than that so I can do something as well?
I got 30 minutes to an hour.
Okay. So, all right. So you know what? I don't have to start anyways. Let's go to you. Yeah, we'll do you first, and then I'll go through. And that way, this way, if in the middle of what I'm gonna do, we go past the time that where you gotta go, you can go because you've already shown your art. So yes, let me try to get this, guys, and really quick before I even show you art. Well, it depends how you look at it. I guess some of you would call it art. I'm going to show you a different kind of art right now. I'll share my screen. It's not the kind of art you're thinking of, but I got to show you. And I literally 2 minutes before I went live here tonight, guys, this thing flashed in front of my face, and I'm like, what the hell is that? Who does that? Okay, and so I was like, did anybody see this? I want to know if any of you guys saw this, and if not, you'll see it now. So yeah, let me share a screen. Let me do. Oh, there we go. Okay, so all right. Okay, everybody. Get ready for this. It's just one of these TikTok styled, phone videos. Check this out. Hold on. Let me actually make it smaller so that you guys can see better. Let me go here with Jason. All right. And all right, everybody, check this out. So you guys may have heard of this singer, a younger singer called Chappell Roan. No? Okay, so I don't know anything about her. I just know her because my daughter has mentioned her a few times here and there. I couldn't believe this. So this was apparently at the Grammys. I don't know if that's tonight but very recently. It could be today. I don't know. She literally has the front of that dress, if you want to call it that, it's literally hanging off of the what do you call it? The little hoop earring things that she has on her pierced nipples. Literally, that's what's holding it up. She just tied it onto the hoops that hang off the nipple ring. Like, that is the craziest. I mean, I've seen some crazy things, in Hollywood with, the half naked dresses or whatever, but that may be one of the craziest of all time. So yeah, I don't know. It depends, CJ. If you like what you see, it could be fine art. I don't know. And yeah, everybody, please hit the like, hit the thumbs up, please, if you don't mind. I'd appreciate that. The Pink Pony Club. Yes, I know, Chappell. Roan, Pink Pony Club. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I guess I'm too old. Wow. Pony. Okay. Nipple ring dress. Jeez. Hey, Ian, what's good, buddy? Hope she doesn't catch a snag. Make sure you tip your bartender. That's a first for me seeing this at a major award show. Got to start a new OA collecting theme. Hoop ear art. It is cold in here. Oh, that is so funny. Rubén equals old. Yes, indeed. Indeed, I am. I am 55, pal. I'm 55. I'm like, almost halfway through to 56. So, yeah, anyways, I don't need to keep showing that, everyone. But let me just, let me get rid of this now. And there we go. But I thought, like, how nutty. And again, I've seen some of these half-naked dresses before, but that was just wild. Just the fact that what a way to hold up the dress, So crazy. Okay, so now for some reason, this happened to me last time. My screen that I'm looking at has shrunk down in size. Okay, I did something that made it look better. Okay. So yeah, everybody. So what we're going to do, again, I hope that those of you watching, some of you will come in, join me. And for those of you who would like to do that, and as we try to, show some of the art in your collection of from Sal Buscema, hopefully if you can do that, you're all welcome to. And the link to get into the studio is, of course, as always, down below in the description of this video. Okay. But yeah, so let me actually go to CAF first, everybody. We're going to go to CAF, and then we're going to find Jason's gallery here, and who just updated. So that'll be a quick one for me to find because I'm following him, of course, and I just left him some comments today. And you know what? Before I even share the screen, I might as well go directly to the Sal B art and already be in the gallery. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. And then now I can share the screen here and check this out, everyone. Let me put us again, as I put us on the left side before. Maybe we'll do it like this. I bring in this. And let's check this out, and let us click on these images. Let's take the one right in the middle, and then we'll go like left and right, or right and left, whatever you want. This is an example, actually, everybody. And look at this. I got a chance to like it also. Of Sal's inking. A funny way to show his first piece of Sal art, inking, given that he was known more as a penciler. But why not? He was also a very, very good inker throughout his career whenever he did have to ink people. And this is a really beautiful page by both Garney and Sal. But I love Garney's pencils, and I got to say, Sal really, really made him look good. I really enjoyed the combination here, especially that top panel, Jason.
Yeah, Hulk's always wanting to be left alone, and this is from where they, after the Onslaught and Heroes Reborn stuff, Sal was inking Ron Garney on a lot of those issues. I think Dan Green did some of them too, but so yeah, I mean, I remembered this reading this run as they rebooted the Hulk, and just really enjoyed. To your point, I was used to seeing Sal being a penciler and having other people, interpret over him versus this, but it still worked, and it still embodied the Hulk and stuff. So I really enjoyed this run.
Yeah, you so artistically, obviously, but you also read this run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I enjoyed it very, very much. Yeah, I read it a long time ago. I mean, long after it had come out, but already many years ago now. Obviously, I mean, this run is what, from the late 80s, I think it was.
No, this is late 90s.
I'm sorry. That's what I meant to say. Sorry. Yeah. Late 90s, not early 2000s. Yeah, late 90s. 98. I think the first issue came out in 98 or 99, I believe it was. Yeah. Yeah, it was really great. It was really, really great. Yeah, nice clean page, says Tom. Very cool page, says Hart. Love the eye close up. Yeah, exactly. Me too. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, from this run, I'm actually bidding on a page on Comic Link by Garney and Sal Buscema that ends this month. And
yeah.
Okay,
cool. Well, good luck with that. Good luck with it. I mean, it's Comic Link, so I would like to say that you have a very good shot at it, Jason.
If history continues to prove true, yes.
I think the odds are in your favor. It's not something that is, it's not like a run that is like considered vintage, right? Like it's not the 80s and earlier. Garney stuff in general doesn't usually tend to go for too much. Like it's always very affordable, right? So it's something that pretty much everybody has a good shot at, right? It's not hard to come down with it if you really want it badly enough. So definitely good luck to you on that. Lots of war art in the Hulk books, Peter. Yeah, that's right, Peter. You got to start collecting Hulk. It's a nice super heroic way for you to collect more war art, Yep. Very cool. Okay, now let us take a look at another one. Jason, which one would you like to do the honors with? The ROM issue or the Hulk issue?
It doesn't matter to me. We can go to ROM and in the Hulk
right.
one. Yeah.
Sounds good. Let's do the ROM. This is ROM 32, third appearance of Rogue, everybody. I used to own the cover to this issue. Yeah, a long time ago. And look at this, everybody. Wow, I mean, just great action. The Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. For me, that's what it's about. Like, it's not just Rogue, an early appearance. I always loved the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants as an X-Men fan, and I always loved the Dire Wraiths. So to have Rom and the Wraiths, him beating on the Wraiths, plus we get a cameo appearance of the Brotherhood with Rogue. Yeah, this is like a really fabulous page.
So it seems like a lot of pages from the two issues that they were in with Rom.
I agree.
Have been coming
out lately. Yeah, it's weird, right? Like I noticed that myself. I was like, oh, another one from this Rogue issue, of these two Rogue issues. I was like, I wonder how these are coming out. I wonder if it was maybe somebody just had the whole books or something and decided to start letting them go slowly but surely, Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and so, Sennett's inks on this, I mean, you can tell, he has a clear, definitive, on his line work, but it still doesn't lose Sal for me, because sometimes inkers can, overcome the penciler's work, but I still see it Sal, but Sennett still puts his sweet inks on it here. And with this one, this is like when Rogue, has done kissed Rom, and she's figuring out that, hey, maybe I'm not on the right side of things. This is how Rogue starts turning towards becoming an X-Men, right? So,
yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. Well said. Good point. And yes, I haven't read it in many years, Tom. I remember that this particular creature was named Hybrid, but wasn't Hybrid named that way because he was a Dire Wraith that, I don't know, got mixed with a child or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah. So if anybody in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Frank Miller issues, I think it's 16 and 17 of ROM that the X-Men start in.
17, 18.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that's hybrid in there, isn't it? And so
Right.
they thought he was a mutant. But, and, you know, I had heard, and again, anybody that has better information on this, you know, feel free to correct me, but I had heard there was some question as to who actually owned the hybrid. Because if you look forward into the 90s, you know, ROM's already canceled by then. X-Man, there was a couple of issues where the hybrid was in his comic. And this is into the late 90s, you know, so I don't, and maybe Marvel still had the rights to use Rom, just we're not using him at that point. But
You mean hybrid was being used as a character in the late 90s?
yes, in the X-Man book, which is the Nate Gray from the Age
Oh,
of
the Nate
Apocalypse.
Gray X-Man. Okay, really interesting. Wow. Okay. I mean, I've seen, you know, I got a friend of mine who loves X-Men and loves to collect X-Men art, and he's posted a lot of art, but I've never seen, to my knowledge, to my recollection, never seen any pages that, you know, have hybrid on them. I mean, unless they changed his appearance so much that I wouldn't recognize him anymore. But
well, and then, you know, it's kind of like Micronauts, because both of Rom and Micronauts were both toys, and Marvel expounded their universe, right? And you know, I think of the Micronauts, doesn't Marvel still own the rights to Bug?
yeah, like right, exactly. They have rights to. I think it's basically whatever characters the writer and artist created for the comic, they retained all the rights to, you know. And the ones that were already action figures, obviously, they had the license, you know. So that's how that worked. So that's why with ROM, they didn't, you know, once they dropped the license, when, you know, after canceling the title, they no longer could use ROM as a guest star in anybody's comic, but they could use people like Brandy if they wanted to, you know, and the Galadorians or whatever, you know, all the other characters that, you know, Bill Mantlo and Sal Buscema created, you know, for the comic book. Yeah, so Marcus says there was a Space Knights miniseries in 2000. Yeah, I remember that one. I remember that one. Yeah, it was just called Space Knights.
It was X-Man 31.
Okay, so only one particular issue, huh?
And so then he was also in some issues of New Avengers.
Oh, really? New Avengers. Wow.
So
that's wild. Okay, interesting to know.
But yeah, so I mean, there was a lot of content on this page. So I mean, there was the Rogue, the Senate, the Sal. There's just a lot of stuff going on that page. So
super strong. Did you end up having to win it or just buy it directly?
No, I won it off Heritage.
Yeah, you had to win it. Okay. Well, congrats. Yeah, it's a great page. All right, and now let us take a look at your last Sal page from my favorite Sal title, The Incredible Hulk. And from only, 18, 19 issues into my time with the Hulk, Incredible Hulk 290, featuring the death of the Abomination, a villain who I loved so much back then, but who was reduced to a slobbering pile of whiny, I don't even know what else to call him, but he became a shell of his former self around this time. And yeah, so let's check this out. Oh yeah, this is the issue with MODOK and Miss MODOK.
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy.
So this is the first Hulk comic I ever owned. So
nice.
I know Matt probably wouldn't like it because the corners are cut.
Corners are clipped, yeah.
But so the middle row is statted because they changed the order of which the art was shown.
Oh yeah. You can see. I can actually see lightly underneath that there's art. Yeah.
Yeah. So the art is still what is under that stat. They just rearranged the panels.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So this is the one where he dies, and thankfully when he comes back, and I think what was it, the Incredible Hulk Annual 15, and Sal drew that one too. That when he comes back, Tyrannus had, was with him, but that quickly went away, and Abomination was more back to the romp and stomp type of a deal you have with Hulk versus what he was here was just MODOK's little, you know what?
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. When you say that this was your first Hulk issue, given your age, would that still have been as a back issue?
It was a back issue. Yeah.
Yeah, as a back issue. Okay. So that means then that for your first Hulk comic, you ended up buying a back issue as opposed to a brand new off the stands issue.
That's correct.
Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Because usually people will buy something, new off the stands, and then they read it and they like it, and then they're like, okay, let me go backwards now and see what kind of back issues there are. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Do you have memories as to how it worked out that way?
Well, so I was in elementary school because I remember driving out of the elementary school. So I went there between 3rd and 6th grade. Okay. So that's like the late 80s. So it was already a few years. And it was this comic was sold at what they one of these stores that closeout stores where stores have gone out of business and they just sold the stuff. And so they had a bunch of copies of this comic where I picked it up, which was in the town where the school was at. And that's how I got it. Okay. But yeah, so when I was doing this, I was reading comics randomly. I wasn't going, this is before the comic shop came to town. So I was just reading comics randomly at this point. I wasn't going stands.
Yeah, you weren't like following titles. It was just, I'll pick up this, I'll pick up that. Oh, that looks good. I'll buy that kind of thing.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I got you. Just FYI, you're kind of going in and out both audio and not your video freezes. Your audio also keeps going out and freezing as well. Just letting you know, just in case, because I'm assuming you're currently on Wi-Fi, not directly plugged in. Right? Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, no worries. Just so you know, in case anything happens, that I want you to know that I'm aware that that's happening. MODOK art is heading to the museum, I'm sure. No wonder you had babies young, says Marcus. It is the South, Marcus, says CJ.
In the early 80s, I mean, you still had the Hulk television show or the made-for-TV movies.
Yeah.
Which by today's standards are really horrible and cheesy, but back then it was like, whoa! And the Hulk cartoon, and then when they merged it with to share time with the Spider-Man and his Amazing Friends, that.
Oh yeah. So you also had it like us over here, where it was like, I believe it was Hulk, half an hour, and that led into the Amazing Friends, or the other way around, whatever. But they were back to back, right? Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Oh my God, that I love that. Yeah, to this day, those are my favorites. Spider-Man and his Amazing Friends. And I got to tell you, I don't really remember much about the Hulk cartoon. Over the years, I saw repeats online about of the Amazing Friends, but I never, ever again saw any repeats of the Hulk animated show from that era. It'd be cool to go back and catch an episode or two just to see what it was like, as an adult.
Yeah, I bought a animation cell, and I've been trying to figure out which one it came from. So I was kind of skiing through several shows to try to see if it held up. So
you still haven't figured it out, is what you're saying? Yeah, it's hard when you can't really see the cartoons. Mind you, to be honest, I haven't really looked around for the cartoons, you know what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe they're out there on YouTube or something, and we just haven't really bothered to check,
Yeah, they're out there. I was just trying to skip through it as opposed to watching every single episode to figure it out. And the animation cells, it might be that split second, and
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. Yeah, it's not quite as bad, obviously, if only you knew what episode at least the cells from, because then you can kind of like, look at it in real time until you catch a moment that you think, oh, that might be it. And that's when you kind of start freeze framing and checking,
Right.
Yeah, but if you don't even know the episode, it's like, okay, good luck to you figuring that out. It's like, oh my God.
But, back to Sal, one of the other wants that I have is from his, Spectacular Spider-Man run, because that was a pretty long run that he did as well. And when I was reading Spider-Man, with Amazing Spider-Man being the flagship title, this is like right as Todd McFarlane's getting moved to create the adjective-less Spider-Man. Spectacular Spider-Man was like the number 2 or number 3 title, because to me, Web of Spider-Man, I never could get into it because there was quite a few changes in artists. I wasn't a huge Alex Saviak fan.
Right. Well, Web, so, I can tell you, Web was always like Spectacular was always considered the number 2, and frankly, it's because it was the second title that ever came out. And then when they canceled Marvel Team Up to replace it with Web of Spider-Man, that kind of became 3. And you could tell that it was 3, not only because it was the third Spidey title to come out, but you could see that Marvel didn't want to make the effort to make it, rival Amazing or Spectacular. You know what I mean? They just kept getting, it's like, the second title typically had second-tier storylines. And then the third one, oh my God, even worse. It felt like Web was really just like fill-in issues that people had written from time to time. And okay, this is a good place to fit in these Spidey stories, Yeah. Remember that Web of Spider-Man issue with the football? Some alien comes around and I don't know, it had something to do with a football. It's just like, oh God, I used to own the cover to that. Still bad, so bad. But like even the artwork, they would get like kind of like, second, third tier artists to do most of the art for Web, until Alex Saviak finally came on, who was more of a second tier rather than third tier, But yeah, good times. I mean, it was still Spidey. So to me, I bought them all because I loved Spidey, No love for Spidey super stories. Well, it's not that, CJ, but it's Spidey. And okay, to be honest, no, I don't have love for Spidey super stories. I got to be honest, I don't. But that already was long gone by the 70s, right? It never made it into the 80s, I don't think. So, so that's why we won't talk about that one. And Sean says, never bought Web of Spider-Man. Really? Interesting. Peter says, the Alien Super Bowl. Right on. Peter Parker, Spider-Ham. I did buy that for a while, but I don't consider that a Spidey title. And you do know. Yeah, I know. But anyways, okay.
So Web of Spider-Man 34.
It's 34. Okay, thank you. What did you do? Google Web of Spider-Man football? Or what?
Alien football. Yeah.
That's so funny, man. That is so funny. Spider-Ham was fun from time to time. Yes, it was. Yes, but not always. It was not always funny. It could have been fun, Tom, but it wasn't always funny. That's the thing, in my opinion, anyways. But yeah, fantastic. Let me come back to you guys. Here we go. All right, cool, awesome. All right, cool, man. Well, thank you for showing us this and letting us take a look at your Sal collection, Jason. I appreciate that. I'm gonna go into my presentation, what I wanted to do. Do you still have time to hang with me, or do you gotta go? Yeah. Okay. So, guys, what I am gonna do is I'm sorry. I wish I could. I cannot show you original art because I not only do not have the original art, I do not have scans of the original art. It has not been publicly seen before. But I am going to show you the Sal Buscema art that made me a fan, which was the very first Sal Buscema artwork I ever laid my eyes on. And if you're a Hulk fan and you know my history, you should know what Hulk issue this is going to be. And actually, Jason and I'm going to put us in a really cool, let me see. Yeah. All right. Yeah. This will be a cool view. And I'll show you because they're single page scans. That'll fall right between both of us. And they're going to be from the comics. And these scans are scans that I made back, 25 years ago when I was desperate. I so badly wanted to find the original art to these pages. And I thought, okay, on my website, I'll just post them on my website in hopes that maybe somebody will see it and take pity on me someday and sell them to me. But yeah, so here we go. Just before I show you the first Sal image, you guys already know. Okay, now our faces are going to get, hold on, let me do this first. All right, so I can squeeze this one in. You guys already know that this is the cover to it. Okay, this is the Al Milgrom cover, the Incredible Hulk Al Milgrom cover. And then I just want to show you, I want to go through the book so you guys can see the bug that bit me, that got me started in comics, which then led me to this crazy original art hobby. So this is where it all started for me. It's what started it all. And I'll show you and go cycle through the issue and show you guys what I loved about Sal. I immediately took to him. He's the first comic book artist whose name I looked at. I was immediately interested in knowing the name of the artist. All right, so first page, splash page, The Weird Song of the Wendigo. And so, FYI, I've already told this before, so some of you already know, some of you may not know. When I bought this issue, it was the latest issue on the stands that month. But in those days, the stores bought a lot of copies for the stands. They didn't really, I mean, the hobby was growing pretty quickly. And, people weren't careful as to how many copies they would put for the stands. And so they ordered a lot, and they always had a lot of backstock. And so because they had so much backstock, you only needed one copy from the previous month's issue to go into the bins as a back issue. And so all the extra copies you had of the previous month's issue, they would just leave them behind the stack of comics from this month's issue, So I did buy 271 at the same time, and that was the first Rocket Raccoon. So technically, the Rocket Raccoon first appearance issue is the first Hulk comic I read, because, of course, I read it in sequential order. But it was technically still a back issue for me. So that's what's happening here. He's coming down from a beam of light. That Rocket Raccoon from his spaceship has beamed him back down to Earth. And then we go here. And, of course, he's walking through the Canadian wilderness. Bruce Banner is, where we encounter Walter Lankowski, also trudging through the woods. Walter Lankowski, a.k.a. Sasquatch of Alpha Flight, of course, for those of you who don't know and who doesn't know. And here we have a little bit of a flashback. Of course, Bruce is freezing his butt off because he's naked in the middle of the Canadian frozen wilderness. Do some flashbacks to the Rocket Raccoon and the Walrus, which was a fun story that I haven't read since it came out, so I don't know how well it would hold up. But to a 12-year-old at the time, I loved it. It was a lot of fun. And we head back here to Walter Lankowski in the woods, who decides he's going to turn into Sasquatch. So I love Sasquatch, and I got to tell you, that day in the store, looking at this comic on the stands, that just the cover of which grabbed me immediately, I was so overwhelmed. My senses were so overwhelmed that day because everything was catching my eye. I mean, it was like so colorful in that store. I looked on the wall. So one wall had all the new comics. And then I turned to the opposite wall, and that's where it had all these comics and shiny Mylite and Mylar bags hanging on the wall for expensive prices, And I specifically remember 1.5 rows of the wall were Byrne X-Men back issues. And the ones that caught my eye the most, I mean, there were several, but a couple of the ones that caught my eye the most were 139, 140. especially the cover with the Wendigo giant on the cover by John Byrne coming right at us, right? And the reason was, and this is funny how this all happens, 6 degrees of separation and that whole thing. So this is 1982. Well, when I looked at the wall and I saw that copy of X-Men 140, is it 140? That's the Wendigo cover. 139 is the first part, right? And then 140, the Wendigo cover, I believe. So the Wendigo cover immediately struck me because 2 years earlier, when I was in grade 5 in elementary school, we had gone to the library for like a 1 hour sort of reading period, or whatever you want to call it. And 2 guys in my class, what's up, Kareem and Louis? I can't believe I remember their names. Haven't seen them since grade 6. And they were big comic fans, I remember. And that day when I walked into the library and I was looking for a book to read, and I was looking for like Hardy Boys, Nancy Drew Mysteries, stuff like that. And I never forgot. I saw the comic they were sharing. They were reading it together. And it was a copy of X-Men 140. Okay. And the reason I never forgot that, okay, even though I wasn't a comic guy at that time, it's just the art. The art with the Wendigo cover struck me. I thought it was like fantastic looking. I was like, wow, what a cool looking beast that is, And but it's funny. What I said to those guys was like, oh yeah, you guys read comics? But why do you read that superhero stuff? It's so boring. Like you guys gotta read, you guys gotta read Archie and Mad Magazine. That's where it's really at, Because that's the comics that I read back then, And I really remember, not those exact same words, obviously. I can't remember that long ago, but basically those were the words that I said to them. And they just kind of blew me off and, kept reading or whatever. But I always remembered until, 2 years later when I saw that comic shop appear in my neighborhood and I walked in. And after noticing the cover to this, Hulk 272 issue on one wall and then turning around and seeing those bag books on the other wall, and I almost immediately saw the X-Men 140. I was like, oh my God. I think it was like $25 or $20 or something like that. I was like, oh my God, that's the comic those guys were reading in the library 2 years ago. Wow. Anyways, it was awesome. It was just a cool way, the cool thing, the way it all happened. So anyways, yeah, here we go. And then, you go to this page and it's a nice flashback again to issue X-Men 139, right? The first part, right? Where Alpha Flight kind of runs in, Alpha Flight and the X-Men run into the Wendigo, whatever. And then they defeat him, which was really a lot of fun. We go back and this was a subplot that had been going on for, I don't know, maybe a year or two. That woman with the Mohawk-ish looking helmet is Barit. I'll never forget Barit. And she was like she had a purse or a bag, if you will. And she had all these, it was like a bottomless bag with all these techno gadgets inside. She'd reach into it and pull out whatever she needed. Anything you can imagine fit inside there. So that's what you see in that middle panel, that one-eyed, cyclopean, lipstick, weird robot thing. That's one of the things she pulls out of her purse. I mean, it was a lot of fun. I don't know how it would read today, but it was fun back then, certainly. And then we go a little bit more flashing back. Or that's not flashback. This is actually current, dealing with the subplot, the whole Barit subplot thing. And here we go. Okay, and then we come back here, yes, to the main focus of the plot of this issue, right? The Wendigo Sasquatch plot. And sorry, guys, I know it's so difficult for me to do this because when I have to talk a lot, I can't be looking at the chat. And I know you guys have like 36 comments that flew in here. Let me just try to pause my talking about the issue and just try to catch up at least on comments. Are you just advertising this for sale? I am not. I've got a kind of something to add about that actually, in terms of I wish I had the original story art. Okay. Hey, Ruben, can't stay long. Wanted to check in for Sal. His work on Captain America with Englehart stands out most for me. Excellent. I appreciate you coming in and letting us know that, man. Thank you. What engravings, Hulk version of Russian nesting dolls, pre-show commissions, Sal Buscema had a neat way of showing snow and snowstorms. Peter Parker, number 4 with the Vulture. Great issue. Among the first issues I ever bought. Yeah, great issue. Rocket Raccoon page is coming. Yeah, great issue. Need to pull mine out and read it. Did you like this because it was set in Canada? It's not the main reason I liked it, but I certainly love the fact that it was also set in Canada. That was really pretty fun. As a Canadian, used to just seeing, most of the stories always set in America and primarily New York. Yeah, just to see, something in Canada, I was like, wow, that's awesome, And 2 and 3 switched up. Oh, did I? Okay. Thank you for letting me know. I uploaded them all at the same time in one shot, Heart. And when I do that here in StreamYard, it uploads it all in bad order, all mixed up, which sucks. And then I have to put them in order. And I guess I probably did it too quickly. So sorry, folks. That flashback should be Rocket Raccoon second. It depends on what you look at it. I'm talking about a comic book appearance. Nobody really ever cared about those magazines, right? Most people back in the 80s didn't collect the magazines. So that was his first comic book appearance. He had appeared once before in a black and white magazine. Yeah. Was Rocket page, or am I wrong? Yeah, I don't know. Let me go back after. Don't make Rubén look bad. He would ride me if I made a mistake. Not that way though. Yeah, sure. Going deep tonight, Rubén, like Hardy Boys. I did. Come on, who didn't? The Hardy Boys, the Bobbsey Twins, the Nancy Drew Mystery. It's all good, man. What up, Robert Berman? And love the Hardy Boys back then. See, Tom also. Yeah, those hardcovers were awesome. Endearing himself at a young age. Well, I did. It was a great time. Great time back then. Yeah, that's why most of us enjoy our youth so much, And first to first with a savage fury of Wendigo. Mistake, I'm sure. Rubén had an eyegasm. Basically, that's a good way to put it, CJ. Didn't like Nancy Drew so much. Yeah, you just like the guys. You weren't into the girls yet at that young age there, Tom. Archie was where it was at. Absolutely. I loved Archie. What's up, Lee? There he is. Captain Caveman. I used to watch that too. I wasn't a big fan, but I did watch it. Lee, who are you? Barit. That's night. Rubén searched through his mom's purse. No, I didn't. Rubén's got chat FOMO. Derek's back. Hark, Triton. Hark, bellow. Bid our father, the Sea King, rise from the depths, full foul in his fury. Okay. What Derek said. Indeed. Exactly. There you go. You guys so excited. I prefer stories set in Latveria. Well, go read some Doom pages then, Peter. What can I tell you? Nancy Drew. All right. Thank you, everybody, for allowing me that. Let me get back to this. So this, what I really love, one of the things I noticed almost immediately with Sal's artwork was his facial expressions. I loved how he would convey certain expressions, especially in this issue, fear, and I love the way that Bruce entered this cabin, and you see, like in the third panel, you see these kind of giant footprints leading away from the front door. And it's like, oh, that's kind of scary. Like, what the heck made that, And he doesn't seem to notice them. And he walks on in and he trips. And of course, it's pitch black. We only see it because we have to be able to see what we're looking at and read it. But for him, it's pitch black, and he falls down, and look, he finds a flashlight. How lucky, right? The second he turns it on, it's like, oh, shit, a skeleton, And that second to last panel was like, wow, I love that look on his face, But then what I really loved was this page, right? So obviously I love the whole thing, but when you're reading, at least when I was reading this for the first time, I mean, which was funny because back then, I hated captions. I thought, captions are boring. I already read books. So if I'm reading a comic, I just want to read word balloons. You know what I mean? I want to read the dialogue, not captions. But I was so captured by the story already at this point. It was so engrossing. I was already scared and anticipating what was going to happen. You know, him backing up, running into two more skeletons hanging upside down. Suddenly he's sweating it, right? We get to the bottom tier, the door's still open, and you see that silhouette. And of course, I'm like, oh my God, the Wendigo's going to tear him to shreds, like, you know. But when I laid my eyes on that last panel, oh my gosh, guys, I don't even have the words to tell you. That panel, to this day, I never forgot it. I can probably say it's the most memorable panel I ever saw in any comic book in history. In terms of, like, I never forgot it. It made such an impression on me, that look of sheer and utter terror. Like, it goes beyond terror. Yeah, I was in love with that panel immediately. I was like, wow. And I remember thinking, wow, this Sal Buscema, he's such an awesome artist. Wow, he's really making me feel fear here, you know? And then, of course, turn the page, and I'm like, yeah, baby. Because I loved how the Wendigo looked. And I was like, yeah, I could tell immediately. It's not the same line art as the one from the John Byrne X-Men issue, but he still draws a great Wendigo. I was like, wow, this is like maybe even better than the X-Men one. I loved the Wendigo in this issue so much. And great top panel. Even the close-up shot in the second panel to his face, I mean, that's awesome, right? You go to the third panel, the fear he feels when he just grabs him by the shoulders and pulls him in. It's like, oh shit, he's gonna destroy him now, you know? And then boom, yeah, the Canadian Sasquatch. And of course, I loved Sasquatch, not only because, of course, as a kid, I loved most characters that were big and their main power was strength. You know, I love that. And also as a kid, having learned and read about all the legend of Sasquatch, Bigfoot, and all that, I always thought it was so cool that they named the character after that legend of Bigfoot, but used the real name, the Sasquatch name, you know? So I was like, wow, this is awesome. Wow, 3 big, strong characters. Wow, this is so cool. Yeah, and the way that Wendigo just slaps him away. And I love the way he leaps towards him in that second panel. It's like, oh my God, he's going to tear him to shreds now. I just love that look on him. And then the middle panel, the wide angle lens panel of Bruce Banner looking at his arms like that. I love how the foreshortening, where it looks like, you know, the arms are kind of coming towards us, the reader, you know. And he's wondering at this point, for those of you who have no, you know, or very little familiarity with Hulk lore, you know, this is the first issue where, for the first time since he became the Hulk in 1961, right? This is 21 years later. If you remember, those of you who read those early issues, he always swore that he would do everything in his power to either cure himself of the Hulk, or at the very least find a way to control the Hulk, you know, and maintain his own brain while he changes into the Hulk. And this was the issue where that finally happened, you know. And so he's wondering there in that middle panel, I'm terrified more than I've ever been before. And that's usually what triggers the change. Mm-hmm. Why have I not changed into the Hulk? What's going on? You know? And so there he is again. Again, great shot of him terrified in the first panel. Steps out to see those two beasts, the behemoths, going at it. And look at him, in the middle tier. He's like willing himself, like, come on, I've got to change, please, you know? I've got to go help Walter, you know? And that bottom tier, come on. That's such a great series of close-ups on the one eye, right? What a great, and we've all seen plenty of transformation pages of, you know, Banner to Hulk, but usually it's the full body, right? And this is really, really cool that it's like very unique in the fact that it's just an extreme close-up on just the eye, one after another, four in a row. Very, very cool. And then, of course, here he comes to the rescue. I just remember, again, like a 12-year-old kid. Yeah! Yes, the Hulk's gonna come and save Sasquatch. Okay, guys, another thing I loved about Sal. Sal there's a lot of people who are detractors of Sal Buscema, okay? And one of the things I've heard the most often over the years from his detractors was, oh, Sal always had template, basically, poses. You know, he always used the same template poses. And to me, I know what they were talking about, right? But I thought, no, Sal has certain poses for certain actions that he draws so incredibly well that he loves to use them over and over. And one of those poses he uses a lot is the second to last panel here, the Hulk. I always felt, and to this day, I could make an argument. I'd be willing to have a debate. I'm not saying that he's number one, okay? But if it needed to be argued, I'd be willing to try to argue that Sal had some of the coolest looking punching poses. I mean, I know he's small. You can't see him well there, guys, but that pose, I mean, just the perfect stance, the way his legs are posed, the swing of the arm, like everything about it is just perfect. And the way he always drew the swinging line to show the swinging action of the fist, right? And then the action lines of his opponent flying backwards at super speed, basically, no matter how big, and think about how heavy these characters must be, right? You can actually feel what it must be like. I always used to read this stuff and envision it happening, like in real life, right? If it was really happening, if it really existed. And I thought, wow, how cool that is. He made me believe that if this existed, these characters existed, what it would really look like. So that's like a fantastic, fantastic pose right there. I love that. Let me go here to the next one. And of course, they just keep fighting. And here in the second to last panel, you see Sasquatch, that look on his face. He's wondering because the Hulk keeps talking. But you have to read the issue to realize, even though he's got Banner's brain in this issue, it's just brilliantly written dialogue by Bill Mantlo, because he speaks in such a way that, yeah, it's Banner, but you can tell there's a certain underlying anger in the, and not like a Banner anger. You can tell that it's like Hulk's mind is still kind of there in the deep recesses of his mind, underlying, it's still trying to come back and take over. And so that's why Sasquatch is all like weirdly going like, ooh, why is he speaking this way? How come he sounds like that? And here, fantastic. Love this page. You get I used to love when they do quick recaps. There's an origin of the Wendigo right there in just like 3 panels right at the top. Very scary. Love that guy's face in the second panel, the way he's holding up the limp arm like he's about to eat it, right? And that's what he did, right? Cannibalism, and that's the curse that turned him into the Wendigo. Great silhouette there in the third panel, also into the fourth. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. And then the bottom, fantastic poses, especially the second to last and last panel. The last 2 panels, that's exactly what you would do. If you're going to tear something or lift something heavy, you'd be bending the knees, grabbing from the base to get leverage, right? And then try your hardest to rip it out. And it's so realistic. Like, that's what it would look like if you were trying to lift something heavy. And I knew that even as a 12-year-old. And I thought, wow, it's so fantastic how he draws that, It makes me feel like he's really tearing out something heavy and that's tied to the ground there in a big tree trunk. I loved it. And then, of course, we go back to the action with the Hulk versus Wendigo, beating the crap out of Wendigo. And love that leap by Wendigo in the first panel there. So scary, because it suddenly looks like, wow, he's so much bigger than the Hulk. It's like, wow, he's got those sharp claws. He just looks fantastic there, I feel. And I love the uncertainty of look how in that first panel, the Hulk is posed. And it's like, yeah, he's ready for it, but he's leaning back a little too much, like he's surprised, right, by how quick the leap was. And you can see he's kind of like unsteady and unsure. I love that. And then the third panel, that was, as a kid, terrifying. You see that slashing with those little black marks that tells you he drew blood, right? In the slashing lines, right? The white swing. And it's like, oh my gosh, wow. Because you're like, if you know Hulk, bullets bounce off him. Nothing breaks him open. Like, how did he draw blood? That's wild, you know? And then the Hulk in the next panel, get away. And then boom, you know, like that big punch. Love it. And then he gets up in the last panel, just yelling at him. Super, super angry with Sasquatch in the background, still like scared. Like, what the hell's going on with this guy? It's like, I don't know what's going on, man. It's like Banner, but it's not really Banner, you know. Yeah, so it continues. Here we go, throwing a boulder at him, which of course he, you know, Wendigo takes care of with ease. But then Sasquatch at the bottom is like, all right, we got to put our heads together and do this the smart way. And that's where they finally get the bright idea to each take a tree trunk and then at full speed. And look at those last two panels. Love that. Like, you can see they're running full speed towards each other with these giant, massive, who knows how many tons these trees weigh, you know? And you're just thinking, oh my God, can you imagine getting squashed between that at full speed? And then it's like, Raccoon! And you just, again, look at the pose as he's caught between the two tree trunks. Like, it's fantastic. It's like, oh, I just felt the impact of that, you know? And then it's like his body seizes up in the second panel, and it's like, and he falls face first into the snow, and that's it, you know? And that's basically where it ends until the last page where we see Sasquatch is tired, and here we see the Hulk basically saying, wow, this is amazing. You know, I can't remember the words, but he's basically like excited about the fact that, yeah, man, I'm a badass. And like, this is what it's going to be from now on, that kind of attitude, you know? And he's all excited and happy about it, but you can tell it's Banner, but like almost an evil Banner, which Sal did a great job of showing by darkening the eyes and putting those, that it's almost like eyeshadow he's got around the eyes. You see, much darker eyes. To show you, it's kind of like evil Hulk, but it's Banner, but still somewhat evil. But anyways, yeah. So there you go. Thank you everybody for allowing me to do that. As if you didn't already know what my Holy Grail was, my favorite comic and everything. It's kind of fun to show you that it's not just, it was never just about, for me, to be honest, it was never just about the cover. You know, I got the cover in 2001, so I was lucky and very, very, very thrilled, of course. But it was also about the issue. It was always about the issue, and I always wished I could get it, and it never turned up. And so here's the follow-up to finish my story about this whole issue. To go on what Marcus was saying, that he thought I was trying to sell it. So I always wanted to get it. And I always thought, you know what? In the early 2000s, several issues of Hulk from that time period, around that issue, hit the market in complete form. Okay? And I was like, oh. And in those days, Sal was penciling and inking himself. So I knew they had to be together. If you hadn't seen a page on the market, it's because they were probably together. And Sal probably had them, you know? But in those days, nobody had any real contact with Sal. He had an agent, Al Zarnecki, but like, Al didn't have a website. You know what I mean? You couldn't just easily reach out to him, whatever. So years went by. And then fast forward to about 3 years ago, I finally realized, okay, yeah, I'm convinced Sal still has this story. It has to be. That's the only thing that would explain why I've never seen a single page on the market. So what do? I reach out to Scott Kress, who was his rep, right? I reach out and I go, yeah, look, I know this is maybe a long shot, but like, could you please check with Sal and just ask him if he happens to still have the complete story for Hulk 272? And Scott gets back to me and he says, you know, it's funny that you're asking about this because he did used to have that story, but I sold it for him a few years ago.
Mm.
Oh! I was like when you say a few years ago, like how few is that? Because I'm hoping to hear like 15, you know, because I'll feel better. It was the longer it is, the better I'll feel. And thank God it wasn't like last year or the year before. No, it was. I think he said, "Oh, I can't quite remember, but I want to say before COVID, maybe a couple years before COVID or something like that." You know. And I was like, that's still recent enough. I can't believe I didn't think to reach out to you. Oh my God. And funny enough, he said, yeah, I wish I wish I could tell you who had it, but I don't remember the fella's name, and I no longer have my records from back then. I was like, And it turns out that the guy is, I guess, a black hole when it comes to that. He might be on CAF. I don't know. He might be a CAF guy, and he just doesn't want to show that issue. Mm-hmm. And who knows? It could be a guy who knows I've been looking for that issue, you know, since the late 90s, and just doesn't want me to hassle him or whatever. Who knows, right? Like, it could be somebody who's never had anything on CAF. Like, that's the thing. We'll never know in these situations, you know? But yeah, that's basically it. Let me catch up to you guys again. Let me see what some... It was a near and dear issue. It's very special to my heart, guys. And so I do want to kind of cover, before we move on, Sabretooth was invited. Yeah, what you guys have to say about all that. I recommend the movie, The Man Who Killed Hitler, and then The Bigfoot. Such a well-written film. Okay. Hulk didn't take pills. Last panel with Wendigo is fantastic. Yeah, so much of that issue I love, man. That'd be a great page of it, honestly. For me, it's the whole story as a whole. I don't mean to sound greedy, but I just don't think I could ever be satisfied with just one page. And I certainly hope, given that still, after all these years, over 40 years, 45 years, I certainly hope that since it's still together, I hope nobody ever breaks that up. I just hope it doesn't end up with Berkey or any other dealer, because they will break it up. Ruben's critique on a comic book panel by panel could be an entire show. It looks like it will be. It's over now, Shaun. It's over. You can feel my passion. Thank you, Tom. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm very passionate about it. I've always been. I don't feel so much. He makes me want to feel. There you go. That's a great way to put it. I'm glad. If I can make you feel something, I'm very happy. There's no better compliment, Tom. Thank you. I'm sure we would all be the same way explaining our first comic book. Yeah, I would hope so. That's the thing, right? I would absolutely hope so. Ruben's so calm. Not sure about that, Shaun. Babar, the elephant, doesn't punch Wendigos. It's a Thrakumgasm. Yes, indeed. Not tonight, Hulk. I have a headache. Ruben puts eyeshadow on when he was... I put on when I was mod back in the day, right? Yeah. Great job. Love the passion. Thanks, CJ. Thank you. He also had a pedicure in addition to eye shade makeup. I believe Marvel reissued 272 in their True Believer series, which I have a copy. Oh, really? Interesting. You mean those reprints where they just pick random select issues and they reprint it as is with maybe a banner that says, like, you know what they're talking about, right? Thanks, Jason. But they did if I remember correctly, did they also put the same corner box, but then instead of like 60 cents, change it to like $3.99 or whatever? Mm-hmm. Is that how they did it? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Drum roll, please.
Facsimiles are the big rage nowadays in the comics.
Oh, really?
And they'll even foil them. You know, so it feels like the 90s all over again with all the foil comics coming out.
Okay. Interesting. I mean, I knew they existed, but I didn't think they'd be all the rage. I don't know. In my day, reprints were considered garbage. That's a reprint. What do I want that for? Even you know, you're younger than me, but you're not that much younger than me that you wouldn't remember that. You know, like it was like even in the early 90s, like trade paperbacks, which weren't the big thing back then. But if they existed, it was like, why would you buy that if you've got the issues? Why would you want a reprint, a book reprint? You know what I mean? Yeah, right. It was like, yeah, that's how a lot of people saw it. You know. Dealt with Sal's agent and friend. Yes, Sal's agent, Al Zarnecki. Yes, got your commissions through him. Very good. Very good. What's up, Rich? Good to see you. Had Sal's address in the 70s. Hulk anger boils over. Con. Hi, Rich. Scott only repped Sal since 2016. Oh, interesting. That means he sold it pretty soon thereafter. Wow. I'm going green with envy. Indeed. Yes, sir. Thanks for sharing this very personal story, Rubén. Thank you. Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you for listening. Thank you for allowing me to become a 12-year-old again, just for 10 minutes or however long that was. I doubt it's a complete story, as the inker would have gotten pages. No, he inked himself, so it's complete. Guaranteed to be complete. Library of Congress has a complete Sal Cap issue. Interesting. SGC Six Slayers doesn't even say hi to me. Doesn't say hi to me. You gotta love these guys. I always come in here and say hi to whoever's with me, but not me. You know, that's okay. I know you secretly dislike me. That's fine. That's right there, Sig Slayer. But anyways, yeah, thank you guys, and that was fun. Jason, thank you again. I must have taken up all the time you said that you had.
Yeah, well, look, you know, you were so into that Hulk issue. I was getting into it too, and just all the power lines that Sal was so known for. It was great. So I I was eating popcorn. You know,
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. Is there anything else you want to sort of get out there of any kind, promotional, whatever, before you got to go? Or
no, everybody stay safe, stay warm, and Rubén, I guess I'll see you and Marcus and OAX this year. You
know. You'll see us. Be sure to pick us up this year, Jason.
I'll be there.
Don't screw us. By the way, before you go, Jason, one last thing. When are you getting back from OAX?
I fly in Sunday morning.
Oh, really?
I'll be back. Yeah, I'm not driving this year.
Oh, okay. So this goes out to all of you going to OAX, including Jason, of course. As always, no pressure. I just want to put it out there that on that Sunday, I feel like I should do an OAX recap. Like, you know, and by recap, I mean, I'd like to hear from people who were there. So obviously, though, that would take people who are already coming back home, planning to be home by Sunday, you know, in time for Sunday night. It's an invitation to you guys. Whatever time you can spare, if you want to jump in on that week. I know it's still a month away or whatever, but 3 weeks or whatever. But still, I just want to put it out there. I'll keep reminding over the next few weeks. Open invitation to everybody who's going there. If you'd like to, you know, follow up by coming back and jumping into my show on that same Sunday, the same weekend, and just talking about your experiences and how it all went. I would love to have any and all of you guys. So that's it. No pressure, though, but I'm going to keep putting it out there.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
All right. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate it, dude.
See you.
Have a great week.
All right, you do.
All right. Thank you, man. Okay. All right. I know. Sig Slayer. Mike. I'm sure Scott would remember this, but I suggested Scott to rep Sal when I was doing biz with Scott about Mike Rowe. He might remember. Why wouldn't you remember something like that? You know? I would think so, maybe, Shaun. And yes, indeed. Thank you, CJ. Exactly. Thank you, Jason, for coming in. So far, no takers for me to go on to look at your Sal Buscema art on CAF. If anybody else would love to follow up Jason and show a little bit of your Sal Buscema, even if it's only one page, that's cool. Jump on in and we'll take a look at it. We'll talk about it. Yeah, rent the SUV to pick us up. Exactly. A little bit more stylish, you know, just to make up for last year's screw up. An Escalade, like all the NBA guys have. Exactly. Thank you, Marcus. I'll be watching your show on a bus down to Tampa after OAX. Nice. Okay. I guess you won't be popping in. Okay, everybody. Well, we still got a long ways to go here. And let me just put it out there once again. For those of you who came in late and didn't hear me. And so, Peter, I would welcome you to come in anyways. Because, yes, while there is some crossover with our audience, there's a lot of my live audience that doesn't attend Nick's show. So you would still have quite a few people, who didn't hear you, what you had to say, and didn't see your art. So it's up to you. No pressure. Would love to have you pop in, though, if you want. Anybody else want to come in and take a look? We'll take a look at any Sal Buscema art. Hey, listen, I'll even take anybody who wants to just hang with me as we look at random people's Sal Buscema art on Cav, Other than Hulk, what Sal comic do you love or enjoy, says Hart. God, so many, Hart, but since you're putting me on the spot, the next thing that comes to mind would have to be that run on Spectacular Spider-Man in the 1980s. So for those of you who don't know, Sal, my gosh, he's done so much work. Sal pretty much worked on every title imaginable at Marvel. And so he did many issues of Spectacular Spider-Man in the 1970s, right? Alone. But I don't know. I don't remember. You guys who know this kind of stuff more than I do, who remember these details better than I do, would have to correct me if I'm wrong or, tell me if I'm right. But I kind of remember in the 70s, it was more hodgepodge, like an issue here and there, or 2 or 3 issues, and then a skip 1 or 2, and then he'd come and do some more. I don't think of his 70s Spectacular Spider-Man as a run. But he did, I think, do quite a bit of Spectacular in the 70s. But either way, for me, that wasn't really my era. I was still too young and hadn't started collecting. So for me, that was back issue time, right? So the most memorable, I would say, is the Spectacular Spider-Man when he did that consecutive Spider-Man run. I don't even remember how long it was, but it sure seemed like it was, I don't know, gosh, anywhere from 5 to 10 years. Like it seemed like it was a lot of years, Yeah, it was fantastic. I really loved that. So there you go, Hart. That's my answer for that. Let's roll. Always fun when it's just you, Rubén. It's never fun. It's not fun for me. It may be fun for you, but it ain't fun for me. I got to keep talking. It's so exhausting. My Sal pages are long gone. A Cap, Defenders, and a Marvel 2-in-1. That's all right. Miki will join later. I love that. There we go. We'll get Miki in on the show. But in the meantime, I'm on my own. Sal worked fast, so he was everywhere. Exactly. That's why he was so valuable to Marvel as well. Not only was he a solid artist, but the more important thing in this business was always speed, meeting your deadlines. And Defenders, yeah, he did everything, Rich says, my first issue of the Avengers that I bought as a kid was 129, and my first issue of Cap was 181, both drawn by Sal Buscema. Very cool. Able to get a page from Cap 181 this past year. Congrats on that, Rich. About 20 years ago, I had 6 pages from Avengers 129, and then they all went the way of the dodo. Mark Vega in the house. I most liked Sal's art on ROM when he had a strong inker like Aiken and Garvey. Yeah. And Hart, just to get back to your question of another run that I liked apart from the Hulk run, yeah, that would also be up there, like maybe tied 1A, 1B, Spectacular Spider-Man run and the ROM run. Loved the ROM run. Yeah, and I loved not only when he was with those beautiful classic old school stylings of Joe Sinnott, okay, because I really dug that. But then when he left and he was replaced by the aforementioned Ian Aiken and Brian Garvey, which gave a much more modernized 80s era slick sensibility to the finishes. Loved it just as much. It was like, wow, it was just as good, but completely different, you know? Rather than that old school sort of Silver Age finish look to it. This was modern, sort of at the time, 80s era, more modernized, slicker inking, you know? Yeah, really great stuff. Let me see. Dave Hunt did some nice clean inks on Sal in Marvel Team Up. Yep, yeah. I mean, he did everything Spidey and Spectacular, Spidey and in Marvel Team Up, Spidey and like everywhere, really, you know? Lee says, I have one DC Creeper page inked by Sal and a Cap head sketch when I met him in 2003. So anyways, I mean, I'm on Cap right now. I'm on Cap right now. And so here, give me a second, guys. And I'm going to go to the premium galleries, right? And Lee, I always forget. Are you Lee P? I think you're Lee P. You're not going by your full name, right? You see, this what sucks is that you're not here to say no or yeah, I'm Lee P. Nobody's here. That sucks when I need to get an answer right away because now I'm in another browser tab, so I can't see your comments. Nobody's talking back at me, so I got to find out for myself. So NOP, so P. Okay, I'm in the P's now. Let me see. Where's Lee P? Lee P. There's Lee P. Yes, sir, indeed. Lee P. All right. I'm going to go and check out your Buscema and Sal B. And check it out. I will share the screen. There we go, everyone. Lee. Share Lee's. There we go. Let's check this out. So first of all, you got yourself a quickie head sketch, which I assume was done for free at a con, Lee, but you can let us know in the chat if that's the case. You definitely got it personalized. Yeah, to Lee. Best wishes. Sal Buscema. So that's pretty cool. That's fun. Let me quickly like it. And then there's a Creeper page you're talking about, penciled by Sean Martin, bro. And inked by Sal Buscema. Wow. See, this is one of those things, though, where if you know Sean's work, you know that this was like his style was what you're looking at right here. So Sal didn't even really need to put any of his own style in this. I mean, it's such a unique style that it's like, it just looks like Martin Bros style, you know? It's you're basically tracing at this point in order to work with Sean, you know? Very unique style, though, very different. Very nice. So very cool. And that's all you got for Sal. So I'm going to go back into here and I'm going to see who else. Lee says, I think it was free. I bought 2 pages from him. One, the Creeper and the Hulk from the 2000s run. Okay. Heavy inks. Let me see what else you guys are saying. Rich says, my page is signed once by Sal. Lived near me in Virginia. Right on. I've got 12 Sal pages. The Defenders page has some nice zip with Magneto. Right. Let me see. Hold on. So I don't know. When did you last, Rich? When did you last? I don't know why I'm asking you. I'm never gonna get a response. Let me check out. Let me try to find you, Rich, as quickly as I can here. There we go. That was quick. Awesome. Love it. Rich Cirillo's gallery, everybody. Let me get into the Sal Buscema gallery. Oh, look at that. Just like Lee. So cool. That is really, really neat. That he also has kind of one of these freebie convention sketches. That is so neat. Check it out. And personalized as well. To Rich, best wishes. One of those classic half Spidey, half Peter Parker images, except it's half Cap, half Steve Rogers. Very, very fun. Going back to September 18th, 2004. Very, very fun. All right. Already liked by me, because of course you put this one up recently, just a few months back. And then we got a Captain America 181, page 3 by Sal, inked by Vinnie Coletta. With some nice 70s era Namor the Submariner. Look at that. Very cool. I love the third panel. Head to head. Going at it against Nomad. Yeah, he always had these dramatic, characters flying great distances when they get punched. I love that. Like the second to last panel. And these blam type panels, right? Showing just how hard he hit someone or someone got hit. Really like this second panel as well. It's a nice close-up. And love this very Neil Adams-esque foreshortening attempt here. That's a very, very cool thing he did right here too on the last panel. So that's very fun as well. And very difficult, everybody, but talking and looking, and then I got to come back and let me try to see if what you guys are talking about here. Met Sal once, says Rich. Might have been at the same show. They kind of look like it. And yours was also 2004, yeah. Sal did 3 freebies in your sketchbook. Very cool. So dynamic, indeed. Sweet Namor page. Let's see. Namor punches like a semi-truck, indeed. First issue of Cap, I came into a story where Steve Rogers was Nomad already. Nice. Rubén should go to Tom's Cap. Well, that is the next one I'm going to do. But since he has more pieces than Rich, I wanted to do Rich's first to get that out of the way. And here we go. We can get back into the group here. So, Tom, I forget. So you are #1 Marvel fan. So isn't that, I don't know, where does it slot in? Because this is one of the many sucky things about how the programming and this, of CAF is, where like the system gets confused so easily when it shouldn't. You look at this, L and then M and then J. It's so random. 3, letter C, letter G, letter C again, letter P again. It's awful. So it makes it really difficult to find some of these people. But yeah, so who are you? Aren't you #1 Marvel fan, Tom? Tell me your name so I can find you as easy as possible. Let me see. Oh, you are under Thomas Derrick. Okay. So I'll look under D. But would that be D because of the Derrick, or F for the fan? Let me look under F for fan, since that's the last name. EF fan. Razorback fan. McSpidey fan. What's up, Wingo? So you're not F for fan. Nope. So let me see D for Derrick. There I am, the collector. There you go, Thomas Derrick, aka #1 Marvel fan. Yes, sir, indeed. This is awesome, guys. Sal Buscema. Check it out, everybody. Holy crap. So let me see. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's got 11 Sal Buscema pages. 9 out of the 11 are from ROM. and 1 Avengers and 1 Defenders. Wow. Let's take a look at your Avengers first, why don't we? See, you should be here. You should be in the studio with me right now doing all the talking. You're exhausting me, Tom. Look at this. Marcus Way. He may indeed whip it out and start whacking it. Oops. Yeah, that was my comment that I responded to Marcus's comment earlier today. And he just liked it. Okay. And let me get rid of that. Okay. Avengers 134. Check it out. Oh, yeah. The Supreme Intelligence. That crazy character. Check it out. A page from back in the day when they actually gave Iron Man's iron helmet emotions and his nose. That's hilarious. Good classic stuff, though. Look at that. See this? I love this. This is a classic Sal face to me. I love this. And this is Joe Staton. You misspelled his name. There's no N in Staton. It's Staton. You might want to correct that, Tom. But yeah, this is my favorite panel, actually, other than the Supreme Intelligence panel. And the Iron Man panel is fun. But yeah, I love this classic face here in the third to last panel. And let me see. Okay, I'm jumping back in, guys. Hey, Evgeny, how's it going? Good to see you. And let me see. Get my piddling collection out of the way first. Exactly, Rich. Uh-oh, it's Groofan, Duke Fleed. If you Control F, you can find names on the jumbled gallery owners page faster. Really? Control F. Interesting. Okay. Thanks, Duke. And look at that. Duke came in just like 6 minutes before he's probably going to go to bed. He goes to bed early. And that's Yevgeny. Name more pages. Tremendous Rich. Okay. Can search ROM pages. Just look. Oh, yeah, I found it. Where are we now? Wow. Yevgeny. Also have another I need to post. Killer ROM collection, indeed. And been in snow all day working. Nice to have a Supreme Intelligence page. It's a nice old school Sal page. And let's see, Rubén stating the facts. Nice pun. Rick's a genius with the puns, I gotta say. Robert says that yesterday I posted a recent ROM splash page inked by Sal. Looks different from his own 80s pencils, but shows what he was like up to the end. Very nice. Robert, if you would like to pop into the chat with me into the studio, I mean, not the chat, that you're already in the chat, and we can look at it together after. It's up to you. It's an invite. I mean, I'd like to have everybody talk about their own art if they can, and then you can pop right back out. Just letting you know. We're going to do Tom now, even though he's not going to pop into the studio. Harkens back to his brother's Kree Skull War issue. Yes, sir. He goes to bed early to dream about Gru, I guess. About dreaming about buying Gru art. Yes, sir. Okay. So let me bring in our friend Shaun, and he's going to have some art we can share as well. But of course, we still will, even though he's not willing to come in here into the studio, we will still continue and show some of Tom's ROM pages. But let me first bring in our pal, Shaun Clancy. What's good, Shaun?
Hey, guys.
How you doing, bud?
All right. Mic's on, right? Yep. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
I see you when I hear you, man. Yeah, you're looking good. You're looking fabulous as always.
Okay. Just let me know. I'm on the hotspot again, so if I freeze, let me know.
Yeah, I'll let you know. No, you're good. Sounds good and looks good right now so far.
Cool.
Yeah. Look how excited Tom is to see you. Shaun!
Hey, Tom. Come on in, Tom. The water's warm.
The water's warm, exactly. Look at that, Heart. Hey, Shaun, great to see you on the stream. Hey, Shaun, says Peter. Yeah, all the guys who are not going to come on. All right, let me continue this, let's look at this some of Tom's pages, ROM pages together. But let's check his one and only Defenders page because it's an early one too. Defenders 15 with Klaus Janson inks, which I love. Like this. Ooh, nice long shot with Magneto. Oh, yeah, that's the Magneto page. Oh, yeah. There we go. Liked. Magneto. Yeah, very cool. Magneto solo page. Really, really neat. Oh, and he's with his Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, too. That's really neat. Yeah, I like that. Very, very cool. 1974, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Very cool solo Magneto page, Tom. And let's look at a few ROM pieces. Let's see the first one. He's got 32 here.
Yeah, he's got some good ones. I saw them on CAF.
Yeah, look at these images.
Yeah, that's the one with the Mystique, right?
Yeah, exactly. A nice Mystique and hybrid.
Right.
Yeah, nice images. Look at that. Great Mystique images. Great ROM images. You know?
Yeah, I remember.
Very, very nice.
Remember that when I was a kid.
Yeah, me too. And then we got
with the Galactus. Yeah, I remember that one too. That was with the Wraith World, right?
hold on. This one is the previous issue. Not the greatest. Tom, you got to get yourself a scanner, buddy. Yeah, I got to call you out on that. Like, yeah. Get a scanner, man. These photos are garbage.
I think he's using other people's scans.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. Like, he's just using somebody else's somebody else's crappy photographs.
Right.
Nice page though, nice page, but I can't appreciate it when it looks, crappy. The quality of the image is crappy. ROM 27 with Galactus, that's a pretty killer page. Look at that. Okay, at least this one's sharper, but yeah, look at those images. Wow.
Yeah, the commission I have by Sal is based on that storyline.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's really neat. Very cool. And by the way, to whoever may have popped into the studio, I heard two of you pop in. I can't see you. I don't know who you are yet. So please just be patient while I just heard another pop. All of a sudden, it might be that a bunch of people are popping in. Okay, let me come back and try to get you guys in here. And we can all do this together. The more the merrier, might as well. All right. Let me pop in. Okay, so we got. What's up, Miki? Good to see you, sir.
Hey.
Good to see you, sir.
Hey.
Thank you. Always a pleasure to see you. Good to see you. Thank you so much for popping in, man.
Yeah, welcome aboard.
And here we got Robert Berman in the house. Thank you, sir. Thank you for popping in. And Robert, I'll get to you next, okay? I'll get to your Sal next after we take a look at a couple more of Tom's pieces. And then we got, there he is. He thought about it long and hard. Peter Roe in the house. What's good, Peter?
Peter, hey.
Hey.
Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. You feel better with a lot more of us in here now?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
But we're getting smaller and smaller for each person now.
I know. We're going to disappear soon,
Yeah.
What can I say? Look at that. Look at that, guys. Shaun, Tom admits that he's the one taking the pictures. Get a scanner, pal. Get a scanner. Oh, my gosh. We can enlarge the pic. It wouldn't enlarge. And it doesn't matter. It's not even sharp. Mystery guest, mystery date, Mickey, more streamers. Everybody's coming in now. Exactly. Full house all of a sudden. Peter, Pumpkin Eater. All right. So, yeah, let us look, guys, at, let me see, which is the good one. There's an early 14 here. We can probably look at them all. I'll just look at them quickly. ROM versus that crazy creature. Forget the name of it.
Yeah, I forget too.
That's a pretty good one too. Some great images. And then we got one from 16. I mean, most of Tom's pages are great. Look at that. Dreaming of Brandy as he takes solace up on the mountains. Nice with a little flashback also. Even in his flashback, nice images. ROM here. That's pretty cool. And what else? God always loved the outer space images. You know, who doesn't love outer space backgrounds? Nice. And no, this one is one of the images with what's his face, Nova.
No, right. Nova Corp, too.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, very nice. Look at that.
There's Sal face.
Yeah, classic Sal faces, you know. And look, another one, 27 with the Synod inks with Galactus. That's cool. Oh, and Terrax in one. Let's see. The face of the head's a little weird. I'm assuming that is Terrax right in the middle here, no?
Right. I'm trying to remember the storyline. I think like Roan was trying to save his own homeworld, so he tried to convince Galactus into going after the Wraith world instead. Does that sound right, Tom?
Man, you would definitely remember that more than me. That's for sure.
I haven't read it since I was a kid, though.
Here's one from 28, a quieter page with Brandy and Rick Wilson standing around, and Brandy, and yeah, it's fun. Good times, good times. 28, and then we're almost done. I think we got one more, number 31. Yeah, the other Brotherhood of Evil Mutants page that Tom has. And the Blob, Earthquake, it's not Earthquake, Avalanche, I mean. Destiny, Pyro, very cool. Yeah, it's more of a Brotherhood-centric page, but yeah, it's still pretty cool that you got Rom in a full figure in the last panel. But yeah, really neat sort of roll call of Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, so that's still pretty cool.
Tom doesn't like Rom. I can tell Tom doesn't like Rom.
You can tell, right? Like he just doesn't have enough.
Needs more.
And I know, and I'm sure he's probably buying more. I'm sure he is, you know. Let me see. All right, we're getting back here, and now we're gonna go directly to Robert's gallery. We'll go to him. I believe Robert, I think it was. Were you the one who said you only had one piece from Sal Buscema?
Oh, he's a mute. You mute, Robert.
Oh, you're on mute. Let me see. Well, I'll find out in a second, anyways.
Yeah.
Let's find out in a moment. Here we go, Sal. Okay, he's got six. Wow, look at this. 2007. Oh, okay, that's
One wrong.
Okay. Oh, Sal inking Guy Dorian Sr. Look at that. How interesting is that? Guy got Sal to ink him. Wow. On a commission. Crazy. And he just posted this one, folks. Just posted this one today. Not today, yesterday. Yesterday. Wild.
Yeah.
Wild. Robert, are you still on mute? Because I can't see you.
I can see him, but his mouth's moving, but no words.
Really?
Yeah. Well, unless it's just me. What's the chat say?
I don't see his mute, that mute notification on, though. So I don't think he's on mute. Robert, can you move your head up and down if you hear me? Oh, okay. He can. Okay.
He hears us, but we don't hear him.
But he must be having some kind of connection issues. That's probably why. Okay. No worries, Robert. I don't know. Maybe, hold on. Maybe until we see if we can hear from him, maybe we should instead see. Oh, hold on.
Maybe he's doing his taxes.
Oh, okay. Robert is. It's funny. I can see Robert in two different. He's in two different windows. Let me get him in on the second one he popped in on and see if that one we can hear him on.
I have sound on one and video on one. Sorry.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. That is so crazy. Okay. All right.
We go again. We're getting down there.
I know. All right. We'll keep you here. All right. Let us take a look at some of these. Yeah, I mean, we don't see Sal New Mutants that often, so I want to take a look at that, man. That's pretty fun. The good old days.
Yeah, so I have a few of these. This, of course, my own reading youth here. They were kids. I was a kid, so I enjoyed reading it. This is the Celine first shows her powers here.
It's really cool. I really like it. And it looks like Mandrake inking. Was this Mandrake? Yes, Mandrake inking. Okay.
Which frankly I liked because it kind of softened Sal's sharp corners.
The sharper edges, yeah. Yeah, it was a nice combo. I liked it at the time. Yeah, it still looks good today, I think.
And Claremont was definitely enjoying going all Conan Red Sonja with this story.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, especially in that left side. But yeah, both of them. Yeah, really, really neat. Yeah, and again, I agree with you. You know, it's I guess most of us who were kind of in that similar age range, you could kind of, you know, back then when New Mutants came out, I think that's why a lot of us loved New Mutants, because as we could, I mean, obviously it was because the whole X-Men thing and everybody loved X-Men, but at the same time, if you were kind of young, it made you relate more, you know, because they were young as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think that's what kind of made it more enjoyable, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And oh yeah, and you got one from issue 4 as well. That's pretty cool with Bob McLeod inks. That was yeah, that's nice. That was kind of my favorite combo.
Yeah, this was the very special after school special child abuse issue.
Oh yeah, yeah, with Stevie.
Yeah,
yeah, I used to like Stevie a lot. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, pretty heady stuff story wise for back in that era, right?
Yeah, very, very serious story.
Yeah, very, very nice. And what else do we have here? Oh, might as well stick with New Mutants. We got 2 pages, one from page 4 of issue 10. That's cool. Oh yeah, the Roman issue when they
yeah,
that was crazy.
Yeah, like Sam's face when he's got his grapes in his mouth there in the last
one. Yeah, so good. He didn't quite get the babes to feed him the grapes. He had to feed himself, you know? That's funny. Yeah, good times. Yeah, Mandrake inking again. And then page 19 from the same issue with Celine.
Right.
Yeah, that's cool.
Maybe page 2 of Celine ever.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And she throws Amara in the volcano.
Oh, yeah. Good old Amara. I love that name. I always loved Amara. Whatever happened to Amara?
Now, this is one of those that was edited by the previous owner. You can see they took the surprint and they cut it out and glued it onto the page there in those 2 panels.
Oh, my gosh. Are you sure, like, you know for a fact it wasn't the production people at Marvel that did it?
It was the surprint. You can see those target marks on the bottom of the
page. No, I know. But what I'm saying is, how do you know for a fact that it was the collector and not just somebody in the production department who decided to do that?
Well, my understanding of the production is they can't do that until they have to print it first, and maybe someone did it after printing because they have the surprint page is done in a different color. That's the whole point. The page is it was done in blue. If you look at the final page, if you scroll down, you can see how it was.
Oh, yeah, right.
Printed one. So those effects were in blue. So they were on a different page.
Right. Okay.
Then later attached by someone to this page, and the collector that had it before me was known for doing that sort of thing. So
really? Okay.
I don't know for certain that they did it, but I know that they have done this.
Oh, okay. Okay, fair enough. Well, listen, it was done well. And I got to tell you, I prefer it like this than when it's a whole sheet covering the board, because it just doesn't display nice when you've got the whole sheet, you know?
Yeah. I mean, for archivist purposes, it's altered. For display purposes, it does look better. Yeah,
exactly. Oh, very nice. Yeah, and I love the whole Red Sonja, like the Red Sonja bottom. That's cool. Whole Conan thing going on. And we saw that one. And then you got a ROM page from issue 32 again. Yes. Man, woman, cyborg, love triangle. Look at that. A good Synod inking. Love that.
Yeah. So it's a very tall page, but I really love this bottom 3 panels because this is really the story of ROM on these 3 panels here, which I've said before on other shows, but I think ROM is a Vietnam metaphor.
Okay.
He's just, the soldier, and he went off to war, and he came back a killing machine, and now it's complicated between the girl and her new boyfriend.
Yeah, I get you.
And
That makes sense. It makes sense. It's a pretty good analogy, actually.
Yeah, and Silver Surfer and Beta Ray Bill are basically the same sort of story, right? They lost.
Yeah, exactly.
Save their people and can't love anymore, and
yeah, exactly. Yeah, all about his solitude and yeah. I've said it before. I don't know, how recently any of you have read Rom, but I remember the last time I read it complete. I do remember that somewhere right around issue, I don't know, 17 to 20 or thereabouts, it started getting long in the tooth for me. Before, eventually, picking back up and getting better again. But I remember thinking those first 17 or so to 20 issues of ROM, I remember thinking, wow, like this would be a great science fiction movie, or even better, maybe like a single season of a science fiction, 10, 12 episode series, I just thought it would be great. It would translate to a science fiction, live action science fiction thing so well.
It's RoboCop, right? They sort of did it.
Yeah, I guess so. But I think even more sci-fi than RoboCop. Given the flying ability and the fact that it's sort of outer space bound, not just Earth bound,
Right. And then you got the location of the Snatchers part of it too.
Yeah. There's always a Mora. Hard to find a mint first printing of the graphic novel. The New Mutants he's talking about. ROM First Blood. Panel 2 looks like JB. John Buscema, you mean? I don't know. You mean John Buscema? You mean artwork? I don't know. I see Sal. But Rombo. Sorry, Robert, what'd you say?
Nothing here.
No, it was me.
Oh.
I just said I see Sal too.
Oh, yeah. Excellent. Okay, very nice. Well, thank you for letting us share your Sal B art, Robert. I appreciate that very much.
Sure. Sorry for the complication.
No, not at all. I appreciate you, my friend. Are you going to pop back into the chat?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right.
Okay, bye-bye.
See you, Robert.
And
his audio's still on.
Thank you, Robert.
Oh, yeah, let me get it. I'll take care of that.
Can you
Don't
close
worry.
my-
I will. I'm doing it now. There we go. Should be good. Is that good?
Yeah. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I see. CJ's referring to that laid back, that pose that he would have characters lay back into their chairs, like Mephisto in his throne and, things like that. So I see what you mean by there. Stylistically, I thought you stylistically definitely still Sal, Okay, so Peter, how many Sal B pages do you have?
2 and three head sketches.
Okay, excellent. Let's take a look at yours first, and then maybe we hit Shaun and Miki. And here we go. So yours is actually, you know what? Yours should be quicker if I go to my view all, because my followed ones, you literally just left you. There you go. There you go. See, super fast. Okay. There we go. Sal Buscema. Okay. Oh yeah, look at that. So you got a Thor quickie, and what size are these quickie convention pieces, Peter?
Oh, they're in they're in a medium-sized sketchbook.
Oh, okay. Would that be medium size, like 8x10 sort of thing, or?
Yeah, 8x10.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that Thor.
It's a pretty cool quickie. And by the way, do you remember it was something like this? Was he doing these for free, or were they still paid?
He did all these for free. These were on 3 different cons. He would do them for free.
Wow. And look at you, 2004, just like the other guys. That's funny. Wow. That's very cool. And you got another cap. Avengers Assemble. Caphead. Wow, it's so cool that he would do these for free, man. That means he was doing them all for free. Like he probably spent the convention just doing quick sketches. Look, same place, Big Apple, but the next year, 2005.
Yeah, he said once that he liked doing this to keep himself in practice.
Really interesting. Oh, well, it's pretty cool that he was willing to keep in practice without getting paid. Love that. Sal Buscema, Dr. Doom. And this was... Oh! Are you gonna keep mum, or do you want to reveal what the personalization is in this case?
It was to my then wife and myself.
Okay.
Back
then, you used to travel with her back then to cons?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
She wasn't there at this one, but it was about the time. This was shortly before we got married.
Oh, I see. Okay. You were engaged at the time, let's say.
Yes.
Yeah. That's cool. And this is... Oh, he didn't date this one. Okay. But do you remember? Oh, 2006. Okay. So 1 more year. There you go. You even said to celebrate our wedding. Oh, that's fun, man. Very cool. Okay, let me go here and check out your 2 published pieces. Captain America 151, inked by Vinnie Coletta. Yeah, tell us a little bit about this one.
Well, I read, for me, the Captain America was my Sal Buscema era.
Okay.
And I really like this story where Mr. Klein has this mysterious Mr. Klein who bridges several other books has kidnapped Mr. Hyde and the Scorpion. Now they've awoken and they think that S.H.I.E.L.D. has done it, and so they're going to take their revenge. And so what he does is they kidnap Sharon Carter and Cap and Falcon try to prevent them.
Okay. It's funny because when I remember seeing this for the first time, and I was like, ooh, a Spidey villain in the Avengers. I mean, am I the only one who thought immediately of the Chameleon? No? Am I the only one?
No, I did too.
Yeah, okay. Okay, good. I was like, oh my God, don't leave me hanging here, guys. Oh, yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, wow. So in the end, it ended up being just kind of a no-name character that never was really used after that?
I don't know. I don't know what happened to the Scorpion. He showed up in other Cap issues, but I don't know what happened to him.
Well, no, not the Scorpion. We know the Scorpion. That is
is that Mr. Klein, you mean?
This guy, the egghead guy, yeah.
Egghead guy. Mr. Klein, yeah. He met his demise in a Daredevil issue.
Oh, he met his demise. Okay.
Yeah, I think he was a cyborg from the future.
A cyborg?
Robot from the future.
Oh, okay.
He was there to change history, to change events.
Okay. Rick says global hand warming. Yeah, but it's a pretty cool page, man. I mean, I love the whole scales of justice thing that they got going in that panel, you know?
So he's a Terminator clone. Is that what you're saying, Peter?
Yeah, I thought he was a robot. Maybe he was a clone. I forget. Oh my God.
Yeah, who knows? And by the way, that's Mr. Hyde, right? Up there?
Yeah, Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
With the Scorpion. Okay, so it wasn't the Chameleon, but we still had some Spidey villains up here in the top, so that's pretty interesting. Yeah.
No, those were Cap villains at the top.
I mean, not for me.
I know. But I really like the last panel
Oh, I love that too. Yeah, great running poses, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
There are no great Sal faces in this page, but at least it's got the running across the rooftops.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah, and Vinny did a creditable job on this. It's not too bad. Funny enough, though, and I look at the middle panel, when I first saw it, I was like, ooh, one of those Klaus Janson pages, And then I'm like, oh, wait a second. No, that's not quite. No, it's not. That's just kind of the feeling I got from looking at Mr. Klein here, chameleon guy wannabe. But yeah, honestly, it wasn't. But yeah, still pretty decent. I mean, for this time period, anyways, pretty suitable for Sal's business. Okay, let us go to the next piece you've got. Your second published piece is Marvel Team Up number 50 from 1976 with inks by Mike Esposito. There we go, classic. I love that top frame, top tier of panels. So funny, Doc. You awake?
Yeah, there's some good humor here.
Yeah, is in his mystical trance, Yeah, I love this. And so let me see. Let me remind myself. 2022. So you had it for a few years. Okay. I imagine you did post this, not long after you got it.
That's right.
Yeah. And what was it about this particular one that made you want to get this one? Like, were you looking for Sal or were you looking for a Marvel Team Up?
I wasn't looking at. Well, I've always been looking for Marvel Team Up number 5 pages.
Okay.
But this Marvel Team Up page, when I saw it, it just spoke to me. There was a dealer who was breaking up his issue, and I loved the humor and the pairing up of Doctor Strange with Spider-Man. It sort of made me. It related to one of my favorite Spidey runs, where JR is drawing, and it's around 9/11, and Doc Strange is sort of mentoring or guiding Spider-Man at various points.
Okay. Well, very cool. And by the way, off the top of your head, do you remember if it was Doctor Strange or Iron Man here who was the official guest star of the issue?
I don't recall.
Okay.
I just like the page. I don't recall the story.
Okay. How about you, Shaun? You're always so good with these stories. You always have a pretty good memory. Do you remember this Spidey Team Up 50?
No, I started collecting in 77, and this was 76. So I don't remember that one.
Excellent. Okay, well, let me come back out here. Just quickly put this back up here, just so I can screw around and put my Calvin Klein little joke comment here. And if anybody can figure out what I just did there, you get a no prize. As Marcus says, Doctor Strange was the official team up. Thank you, Marcus. Appreciate that. Well, thank you,
Marcus.
What's that?
So you can always depend on Marcus.
And always depend on Marcus to fill us in. Yes, sir, indeed.
Exactly.
CJ says, Cisco Kid was a friend of mine. All right. And 51 Marvel team up. So the following issue ended up being Iron Man. So that's a nice segue to have him guest star and then become the official guy in the next issue. So that's kind of cool. All right. Excellent. All right. Thank you, Peter, for allowing us to do that. That's very nice of you. And let me ask, is there any reminiscences of Sal that you might want to, felt like you wanted to include that you might, even if it was one that you might have told on the Nick show 2 nights ago?
Yeah, I saw Sal obviously at 3 cons, and always a very nice man, very kind. He got a little exasperated or a little he got a little irritated when at an Apple Cons a guy brought something on the order of 100, seemed like 100 comic books for him to sign.
Oh yeah.
And this is when no one was charging for signatures except Neil Adams, and he signed them all, but he's a little exasperated.
Yeah.
And then the one time where the Dr. Doom was at a small comic show, one-day comic show at a volunteer at a fire station in Tyson's Corner in downtown in suburban DC. That's CJ also knows about where this was close to where Sal lived. And I think CJ also went to one of these shows and saw Sal.
Okay. Yeah, because that's what CJ lived in that neighborhood, in that area at that time, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. Very cool. Okay, let me come back out here to the list of premium galleries. And hold on. First, I don't even need to. I'll just stay to my watch galleries. That's a faster way to do it. Mickey's up, and let me get to... Ooh. What's up, Mickey?
I'm here.
Let's see.
All right.
Look at me quickly jumping in here. My God.
Mickey only has 40 pages?
He's only got...
a lot of Sal's art.
What? You sold one?
6 pieces.
6 pages.
6 pages. It's 6 pages. Okay.
Anyone you want to saying that the art that I loved from Sal was his Avengers run, which I don't have any pages from.
Yeah.
Because when I started collecting, for some reason, a lot of people like that art too. So it was always expensive.
Okay.
So I never got any of those pages. And then I tried to get a Defenders page, and once again, a lot of people like that art, so I never got any of those pages. So
okay,
I did like his Hulk run. I have a Hulk page, but I haven't scanned it. I looked at it a couple of weeks ago and thinking, I need to scan this page, and I gotta pick it up and scan it again. So I'll probably upload it sometime in the coming week.
Oh, cool. And that's do you remember off the top of your head what era of Hulk, what issue number, more or less?
Oh, off the top of my head, I don't.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No worries. Well, I look forward to seeing it in your gallery, of course.
I remember that. Trimpy was always my nostalgic Hulk artist.
Sure.
And after that, Sal was a guy that I liked a lot doing the Hulk.
Okay.
Yeah. The reason
Cool.
I got that page.
Yeah. So why don't I might as well take this one since it's probably, hold on. It's probably the oldest one, the Tarzan page. And it's a Sal Buscema inked by Bob Hall, of all people, who is most often a penciler, not an inker. So that's interesting. And a great Tarzan image, I got to tell you. So congrats on that. That's really beautiful. And you know what's funny, Mickey? The inking it's funny because this is Bob Hall, of all people, inking Sal Buscema. But it feels like the feathering on Tarzan. It actually reminds me a lot of how John Buscema, the brother, inked himself.
Yeah.
He had a similar style of inking, of feathering. So that's really interesting.
Yeah, this page reminded me a lot of John. It's a Sal page, but
yeah,
you can see the Sal, but there's a lot of, it reminded me a lot of John too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
One of the reasons I liked it so much.
Yeah. No, good reason for sure. Yeah. Beautiful. And look at that. I mean, like Sal, again, people always, some people, hated Sal because they loved his brother so much that it was like, oh yeah, but see, he's nowhere near as good as whatever. And, he may not have been a realist in terms of the natural movement of the body, in the way that John was, but he was still quite a spectacular artist in his own right. And he understood anatomy. I mean, this is a great job he did here, I really, really love this. So that's a great page. And from there, we're going to go, I guess you might as well hit them in order, although I would say I'm going to guess the Eternals miniseries is before the Fantastic Four 297, but I may be off. But yeah, look at that. And is that look? I'm getting feelings of Bulanati inking. Is that who inked this? Because that's nice.
Yeah.
I'm feeling Danny Bulanati. Yes, sir, it is. There you go, Danny Bulanati on inks. That's gorgeous, man.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those pages. I don't even know. I don't even remember if I read the second Eternal series, which this is. But I remember just seeing this page and just like it just popped right out to me. It's like, oh, I got to have that page.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
it was just so good.
Yeah, I mean, it's so solid, so solid. And like I said, Bulanati does a great job inking him. On the finishes, really nice and tight. There's some nice feathering and some nice cross hatching little bits of cross hatching that he does here. And yeah, it's really nice. Really nice stuff.
Because you had a nice feeling of movement on the page also.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And the pose on Icarus kind of is like modern day Kirby-esque, I find.
Yes.
Yeah. That's really neat. Very, very nice. All right. And yeah, let's hop over to the FF where he started to ink John, his older brother. So that was kind of a fun time. Although I will say, and you know me, guys, I'm always honest. As much as I love John, and I still do love him very much, I really disliked this era of Fantastic Four. When he took over at this time of Fantastic Four, I thought he was phoning it in. I just felt this was a classic example of him not really feeling it. You know, the whole thing about him never really being a superhero fan and whatnot. I was not a big fan of the John penciling in this era.
Oh, funny enough, I really love that era.
Really interesting. Yeah.
Maybe it's because of the storylines.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, might have been.
But it's okay. I mean, if you enjoy the art too, that's fine. It's it just wasn't for me. But I do quite like the Sal inking, the way he handled the pencils here. So I really do quite like the line work here. That's kind of nice.
Yeah. I picked this one mainly because it was so unique. Getting Sal and John on the same page.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Exactly. I mean, there was other ways to get it, but of course that would be the original run Silver Surfer, and those are so expensive.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's tough. But yeah, that's a pretty cool thing to get.
I might have paid $100 for that page back in the day.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's nothing. Yeah. Bargain for sure,
Yeah.
And what do we got? Might as well cover the Marvel and then get to the DC. But so you got a recreation from him.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And this, it's a recreation of a classic Defenders, Submariner, the two-part.
Submariner with the Defenders sort of.
Yeah, very, very nice. It did a good job. Was it you buying it as a recreation, or was it you getting on in the aftermarket?
I got it in the aftermarket.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We can give a like here. And yeah. Hey, how much does it like annoy you or bug you when you see that the artist mistakenly had it flipped upside down when they started drawing it like this?
It doesn't bother me.
No?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I've had a few. I mean, it certainly doesn't bother me to where I would stop myself from buying the piece. But I do find it a bit annoying if we can say that, But certainly not enough that I would it wouldn't make or break my decision to buy the piece. But beautifully done, beautifully done. And as I was telling a few friends a few days ago, and we had a chat on Thursday, we have a weekly chat together. I told them, the great thing about Sal is that he lived, 90 years, and he was one of the lucky ones who, in spite of his, old age, it didn't affect his ability to draw ever. I mean, really deep into his life, he was still drawing really, really well.
Yeah, he was still doing recreations, back up to a few years ago, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Exactly. And here we go. Some of his inking at DC over Ron Friends, the Man of Steel cover. Check that out. And yeah, I thought they did pretty well together. And I believe they had started initially, they were working together initially on that Spider-Girl series, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. And that's Man of Steel. And then finally, this really cool Superboy fill-in from the Tom Grummett Superboy series. Fill-in issue by Sal Buscema. With John Stanisi inking. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I like that Stanisi or Stanisi. I'm not really sure how he ever pronounced his name. I like that he really stuck to the Sal style of that era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sal really had a very distinctive style by this time in this era.
Yeah.
And John followed it perfectly.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, you have all the women that drawn so beautifully.
All those beautiful women, yeah. So cool. So nice, man. Look at all those characters. Wow. Yeah. Great splash. How long have you owned this one?
Oh, at least 20 years.
Oh my gosh, wow. And look at you. It's one of those that you only posted 3 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It was one of those things I had it posted back in the old long box site.
Oh yeah.
Way back when, and then when that died and Calf came into existence, it took me a while. It's taken me a while to go back and say, okay, what did I not migrate over?
Yeah. Tom says that I would say Silver Surfer 4 is the most famous piece that Sal worked on as inker over his brother. Famous piece. I would say you could make a good case for that, but it's not famous for his inking. So it, for our purposes, it doesn't really help. It's just a famous John Buscema cover,
Yeah.
But yeah, classic cover for sure. So good, says Scott. Of course, he was talking about the previous page, I believe. No Stingray. No Stingray.
No Stingray.
Miki on the FF page got hosed for $100, apparently.
I'm sure somebody taking over from my hands for 105.
Oh gosh, yeah, I'm sure. 5% bonus,
Yeah, exactly.
We should ask Matt his opinion on the upside down thing. Oh, I'm sure Matt would be going crazy. But at least, at least it's not clipped corners, right? Like
exactly.
Yeah.
And there's no whiteout.
Oh, and clean with no whiteout. Wow.
Yeah.
Extra bonus, right?
Extra bonus.
Yeah. CJ says, very nice, really nice pages, Miki. And I indeed believe it. And yes, Tom, thank you for clarifying that. Yeah, that's a great piece. And because you got it so long ago, and it's, nobody cared about even today, nobody really cares about collecting this, pages from the Superboy series. So back then, I can imagine this was probably sub 100 when you picked this up.
No, I think
maybe 100 because it was a splash. I'll say that.
I think it was like 150.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe because it was a splash. Okay. Splash.
And because it was girls in bikinis.
Yeah. Bikini Babe splash. Yeah. So okay, $150. There you go. Yeah. They ripped you off in the end. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's fantastic. CJ saying Marcus had a good explanation for what? Oh, saying that the upside down. He's questioning, was that their way to differentiate recreations from the originals? I don't think so. Because I have owned upside down pieces, and it's clear that it's just, the artist grabbed the board, started drawing. They have to get the work, and whatever. They're not thinking. They're just they're focused on getting the work done, and yeah, they never, they flipped it upside up instead of upside down instead of upside up. That's all. It's just a mistake. Yeah, and especially you can, I guess, prove it because certainly every other Sal Buscema recreation that I've seen, I'm pretty sure I remember it being upside up. You know, I think I would have like I think all of us would have remembered if that's something he did as a matter of course. You know, like, oh my God, did you see Sal? Every time he did a recreation, he did them upside down on the board upside down. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I just think it was a mistake. That's all. You know. Okay, and that was the last piece, indeed, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it.
Thank you, Miki. Very cool, man. Very cool. And you know, you're certainly welcome to hang out with us since nobody else is coming in, anyways. You can hang out here for as long as you want, or leave. You know, come and go as you please, my friend. Whatever you want to do.
I'll hang on for a few more minutes.
Okay. So all right, Shaun Clancy, my man, you are next. Let's go to your gallery. And when did you last update your gallery, Shaun? Because
2 days ago, I think.
oh, okay, yeah.
2 days ago, 3 days ago.
Should be here.
I think.
Yeah. There you go. 28. So about 3 days ago. All right, and let us go to Sal Buscema. And yeah, okay. I mean, we can. Holy, he's got 26 Sal Buscema pieces. First, let's. Well, I'll tell you, if nobody else comes in, we might as well show as many as we can. But I mean, if somebody else comes in, then we'll stop and we'll show their stuff. But let us take a look at Sal, because some people don't know what he looked like, and this is kind of cool because wow, it's not what I would call young Sal, but certainly a few decades ago. You know?
Yeah, dark hair.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
1980s. So what was that? He was 45.
Yeah, let me see. Oh yeah, this is the stuff you got from David Anthony Kraft, right?
Yeah, he was probably 40.
Yeah, that's really, really cool.
That's a great photo.
Yeah, that's a fabulous photo. Yeah, you guys should all
Yeah,
see.
I think he must have had.
Sorry, go ahead.
Can you hear me? I was just saying I think he was in Comics Interview, which is David Anthony. Yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly. David Anthony Kraft did Comics Interview. Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yeah, very, very cool. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I never met Sal.
No, me neither, actually, and that's kind of one of my regrets of the creators I never met. Given my love for the Hulk and you know my connection to that, I'm pretty sad that I never got to meet him. But again, I don't feel as bad, only in the sense that from the point of view that the reason was not because I had my chances and I didn't bother to take them because I figured he'd be around forever. It wasn't that. For me, it was the fact that Sal generally did not make convention appearances. For the most part, he spent most of his career not being a convention guy. And so, yeah. And if he was at any convention that I had been to, I guess I just didn't know about it. I didn't realize, because I was probably back in those days, like 04, 05, 06, like when some of you guys had been getting sketches from him. I can tell you, when I would go back in those days, my main priority was hitting the dealers up, talking to collectors, just looking to buy art, directly from collectors and dealers. So I would always save kind of like Artist Alley for the end. And sometimes I wouldn't even make it to Artist Alley, so that's probably more of the reason why I if I had been at one of those cons that Sal was at, that would be more of the reason why I missed him, But yeah, he didn't appear too often. So he did that New York show at least 3 years in a row that we know for sure, according to the sketches that you got, Peter. So we definitely know that. But I know for the most part, when you take his whole life as a whole, his whole career, he was what you would consider not a convention artist,
Can I mention something real quick that I just remembered, and I mentioned on Nick's show, was that I happened to be passing by Ron Friends' table at a Baltimore con several years after, number of years after I got those sketches. And Sal and his wife walked up.
Yeah.
And apparently they had scheduled lunch together. And Ron was very happy to see him. I think they were very good friends. And I believe that was the year that Sal got an award at the Baltimore convention.
Oh, really? Okay. Nice.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're not interrupting. I want you. I want you guys to give reminiscences. I don't want to. I hate talking all the time. So please interrupt me anytime to talk about this stuff for sure.
So was Peter? Was he a guest at that Baltimore con?
No.
Okay, he was just there for the award.
Well, I don't know if that was if he was there for the award or not, because I didn't go to that dinner and I wasn't paying attention at that time to those awards dinners.
Right.
But at the minimum, he had made a previous appointment with, scheduled a lunch with Ron, and it was clear they were really good friends. I think Ron at a panel I attended once mentioned his friendship with Sal.
Yeah, because I think I only missed like 2 Baltimore cons in the years that Baltimore has been held, and I don't recall him being a guest.
Yeah, I never saw him as a guest either.
Yeah.
Look at this one.
So I interviewed Sal. I
go
interviewed
ahead.
Sal in 2014, and one of the questions I asked. Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I
Go
was
ahead.
asking him about his convention appearances, and he said he stopped going because his wife didn't want to go to the shows anymore, and he said he liked to meet kids, but the kids were now 30, 40, and 50 years old. And, he says that's the reason why he stopped.
I can get that. I certainly, I understand that feeling, if your idea is to meet the kids, but that's the thing. It's like he was, and that goes to show how little of a convention goer he generally was, because over the years, again, that answer tells you everything, Shaun, where it's like in 2013 or 14, when he told you this, he's talking about, well, because I'd like to see the kids. But like Sal, the kids weren't really the main focus of the work, the main buyers of comic books since maybe the 70s. You know what I mean? The audience had already grown up long before, so I guess that's why for him it had to have been kind of a shock to start going to conventions and feel like, oh, everybody's like my age. Where are the children?
I think he did go to Heroes Con at some point.
Tom mentioned Heroes, and
and I remember somebody telling me a story that they were holding a dinner for people, and Sal was over there, and he spent his time drawing. Spent part of his time drawing sketches for people. So he was a very generous man.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
There's also a book of interviews done by Jim Amish, published by Tomorrow's, that if you're interested in learning more about Sal, sort of talks about his, just a series of interviews.
Oh, that's the one that came out like many years ago, like 10, 15 years ago?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Yeah, I have that one. Yeah, it's a good one. Here we have Klaus with Palmer, or is it? Sorry, I meant to say Sal with
Marvel 12.
Is that Palmer? Heavy ink Palmer. You didn't credit it. You didn't credit the inker, but it looks like heavy-handed Palmer.
I think it is. I think so too. I think he did the whole issue, right? So let me just double check. I'll pull up my artwork.
It's Miss Marvel 10.
Yeah.
Nice to see some AIM guys get their just desserts.
So anyways,
yeah,
this was one of those issues I had as a kid. So that and the Nova 14 that I have a bunch of pages from. But this is the only page I have from this issue. He also did the cover, which I tried to buy from another collector, but he won't part with it.
Right, but can you confirm? Can you confirm
down the inker's name?
Can you confirm that this is
Yeah.
Palmer?
Yeah, let's see if I got the issue scanned.
Marcus believes so.
It
Marcus
Well.
didn't
says
show
it's
on
Palmer.
my notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looks like it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marcus says it's Palmer. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't scan the first title page.
Marcus is an authoritative source.
There you go. And yeah, another great one of those classic, big punching of the bad guys.
MODOK's in this issue, if I remember right. So, if I remember, MODOK and the Hive are in this issue. In fact, I think MODOK's on the cover. Yeah, he is.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't there a MODOK collector out there?
Yeah, there's more than one actually. Yeah, very cool.
Is there?
Yeah, I love the power. I love the power Sal put into his punches, and I love the poses. Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool.
I like her stance.
Yeah, exactly. That's
when
exactly
she's delivering the punch.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I just love the poses he put when he had the characters giving those big punches, Yeah, classic.
Yeah, that's one of those pages I actually approached another collector on CAF and talked him out of it.
Oh yeah. you have a habit of doing that, Shaun. Let's see here. I'm gonna try to
I have good success with it, so we'll try it again.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Classic, spectacular #1 cover.
So that's Spectacular Spider-Man #1. Yeah. Yeah, that recreation, actually, I did not have that commission. Someone else did, and I bought it from another collector.
Okay, secondary market, yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's neat.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, #4 from that series was the first issue I ever bought as a kid. So I never had #1. I had to get it from back issues.
Oh yeah. So you mean four is the one you got off the stands?
Yes, that's the one where I was telling you in the comments about the vulture and the snow.
The vulture, yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
And I think Cockrum did that cover. And that one's on CAF, and I've been dabbling on trying to make an approach on it.
Boy, oh boy, Shaun, you have a bad habit of never crediting inkers. You did not credit the inker here either.
Well, I didn't know I was going to be talking about the stuff. That's a good point.
It doesn't matter. People are looking at it on CAF, right? So for the benefit of the CAF people that are looking at your stuff, let them know who does it, But
Esposito. It's Esposito.
I was gonna say it looks pretty much like Esposito-ish, Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
You have to be well prepared to come on an interview with Rubén.
Yeah, I guess.
And here's one from 9. And we'll have to just take the rest of the inker, guys. But
I'm pretty. I think it's the same. Maybe Frank.
It's a good dramatic
one.
one.
I didn't take a picture of that one, but yeah, it looks similar.
El Hombre Araña.
It was. Yeah, I had it as a kid, so when I saw those two pages, they weren't together. I bought them separately from two different people.
Oh yeah. Oh, look at all these kind of human. I like these pages too.
Nova 14 was one of those I remember as a kid, because the storyline, as you're showing right there, was a bunch of teenagers in class. And I actually was reading that issue while I was in class. So I remember that story vividly about the Sandman busting through the walls and all that. So, yeah, I had fond memories of it. So I tried to buy as many pages as I can find from that issue.
That's very cool. I see. It's funny how sometimes you see things in art that aren't there. This face, as soon as I saw this woman's face here in the second to last panel, I was like, "Ooh, very Giordano-esque from the 70s." That's what I see there. Is a Dick Giordano female,
Yeah, that's true.
Interesting.
I really like that.
I had the cover recreated.
Oh, on this one, yeah.
I really like the face in the last panel, upper corner.
Yeah, yeah.
Mouth and his fingers in his mouth.
Yeah.
That's
That's
cool.
that's why I clicked on this one. That was the panel that grabbed my attention. I love all the faces, you know? Yeah. That's really nice. Classic.
Yeah.
Very classic. And yeah, I've always loved the
cover
Sandman.
was by Perez, and I tried, and I had Sal recreate the cover in his style, although he pretty much copied Perez.
Oh, Dick Giordano inked it. That's why the woman looks like Giordano. Okay.
Yeah, good eye, Rubén.
Hey, I put the inker on here.
I didn't. Yeah, I know you did. I didn't. I just figured it wasn't there, so I scrolled down quickly. I didn't see who inked it, and I was just like, "Oh, that's interesting." You're seeing something that's not there, but apparently Giordano is there because he inked it. Wow, that's crazy.
Rubén, when you said that, I looked in the chat to see Marcus's comment for the inking.
Yeah. And what did he say?
He didn't have anything. I'm going. How did Rubén know that?
Oh, let me see. Sal loved the head over heels punch. He certainly did, Robert. Yep. Same punch pose as the Hulk. Yeah, they're very similar. If you look at them, they're not identical. But that's what the people who are his detractors always like to say, that, oh, they were stock poses, always identical, whatever. Very similar. But here's the thing. They look so great. If I had one of the greatest punching poses in comic books, I would also constantly use it for the big punching scenes over and over and over, you know? So I don't see that as a detraction. I see that as a plus.
Well, and you see it from a lot of artists. It's not just him.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
You look at John Byrne, you see a lot of similar poses over the years. Yeah. So
exactly. But you know what it is, Miki? I think it's the fact that because Byrne was always, almost from day one, a quote unquote superstar, right? People don't want to usually shit on those kinds of artists, right? And say that, oh, he did this bad or he did that not so good. You know what I mean? It's like when you're a superstar level, oh, everybody wants to kind of, you know, wash away the stuff that those superstars don't do as well and pretend that everything they ever did was amazing. You know what I mean? Yeah, so that's why. But yeah, fantastic. I love it. Yeah, for sure.
Rubén, we know that after Tom Grummett, your next favorite artist is Rich Buckler.
I love Tom's work for many reasons, but it doesn't mean he's my favorite artist. He's not my all-time favorite artist. He isn't. Neil Adams, actually, Sal Buscema was the first guy whose art I loved. And it was because I was, you know, the first guy who I was kind of introduced to, whose name I learned, you know, and I just read Hulk, and I loved this Hulk. So Sal Buscema was the first comic artist whose art I loved. But Neil Adams was the first guy who I thought I saw it and instinctively knew this guy's ability to, as an illustrator, is heads and shoulders above what anybody in comics has ever done. That's how I saw Neil Adams. You know, he was not just producing comic book work. It wasn't just cartooning. You know, he was illustrating, which I saw as something above cartooning. You know, so they were my two favorites.
Yeah, I felt the same when I saw Neil's work for the first time.
Yeah,
and then I think when I saw Steranko,
right,
he was
a lot of people.
Right? I was just blown away by his stuff.
Yeah, that was like graphic. You know, really brought this graphic presentation into art, comic art. So, yeah, let me just read this out loud. I had it up before. Robert says, Rubén's 7 deadly sins. Photos instead of scans. Incomplete credit. Black and white scans of black and white art. And on and on and on.
Colored mats.
colored colored mats on black and white comic art. Yeah, that's another one. Well said, Robert. Well said, Peter. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. I knew I saw John Romita Sr. in Spectacular Spider-Man 1, his inks, and MJ's face. Okay. Sal's Kids. What about... Oh, Sal's Kids in that panel, yeah. An expert on inking. I don't know. You said it, not me. Rubén loves report. Oh, yes, especially those issues that John Verporten inked over the aforementioned Neil Adams. Oh, oh my gosh, did I love that? Yeah. Wow, that was just, oof. I couldn't take it. Rubén loves Frank Robbins. You know me, Tom. And especially with Frank Springer inks. Oh my God, the combination to die for. Yes. Byrne gets what's up, Shaun? Another Shaun in the house. We're up in Stain. Byrne gets tons of crap for his drawings of kids. You know what? I don't know about that. I've never heard that. What I've heard is only that. I would agree that Byrne now gets crap. Well, in the last 30 years, he's gotten a lot of crap. Yes. I think a lot of his fans, including myself, I don't deny it, feel that his quality dropped off. Basically, by the late 80s, early 90s, very early 90s, it started to drop off. He started using a very fatter, chunkier line and wanted to simplify things. And I don't know. I mean, he still drew well. In other words, the basics of drawing, right? His anatomy, well, maybe not facial anatomy. I still have issues with that. But he could tell a story as well as he ever did, whatever. And that's why he kept claiming he's draws better than he ever did. But stylistically, the style, the line art, the lines, that's why most of us hate, with John. But yeah, I don't know. Any of you guys here in the studio with me, you guys know anything about that? Like, I don't recall ever anybody ever. I don't even recall thinking it, and I don't recall anybody pointing out that his drawings of kids were bad. You guys remember anything about that specifically?
I don't recall that, but now
Yeah.
I think of it.
No, me.
Yeah.
I can't even think of the kids he's drawn.
You're starting to think of it, yeah, because I don't know. It's funny because I remember one of the I know it's just one example, but one of the issues that really stood out to me that I loved was FF 285. It was that Human Torch solo story, and it was very poignant about a little kid who loved the Human Torch and ultimately decides, hey, I'm going to try to be the Human Torch, and he, uses a can of gasoline and lights himself on fire, and yeah, the kid to me looked like a kid. I mean, that story was about a kid. I mean, I don't know how old, maybe 12, 13, something like that, and I remember him looking like a kid. I felt like, wow, this, yeah, he looks like a kid. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you guys might be. I don't know. You'd have to point out to me, some comic where the kids looked awful or, yeah, I don't, not something that I've ever noticed, Problem is Starenko couldn't keep up with the workload. I don't know that he couldn't keep up. I think he just made money elsewhere outside comics. Wasn't that the main reason? I think he felt like comics didn't pay enough. I mean, maybe it was also because he was too slow, but yeah, I don't know. Tom says, over the big heads. Yes. Lab Rats, Burn. Yeah, I mean, listen, for me, anything from around the anything from around the time of like Wonder Woman onwards, to me was like not, yeah, it just started going downhill around there. Yeah, so. Elsewhen isn't Elsewhen better Burn? I mean, it's not great. It's not great, I don't think. I mean, better than what? It just depends what you mean. Was it better than, I don't know, like the Demon or Lab Rats, or certainly better than all that Star Trek stuff he was doing at IDW, to me, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure everybody has their opinion as to what was the worst stuff or what they think is the worst. But Robert agrees, though, with the idea that Byrne is not great with kids. I have an FF page with Franklin. You know, that's funny that you mentioned, because I always thought that he drew Franklin good. He drew him well. Like, he looked like a kid. I don't know. Burn kids in FF didn't look great, says Tom. All right. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Maybe I haven't looked at the stuff in so long, but yeah, that is why you got the Herbie in the cartoon. That's exactly right. Lab Rats had kids, his kids' drawings. Else one is all pencils, but if Terry inked over it, nah. See, that's another thing. And I don't want to go over this, guys, because it's just, I don't want to disparage. But I just want to say, that's one of the things that I think the fans really get carried away with. Oh, it's always like, oh, but if Terry Austin inked over it, then it would be amazing. And it's like, no, even Terry Austin, at the same time that Burns' penciling started, to kind of go down, Terry's inking also, he started to change how he inked. And he stopped ink. Listen, even on Superman in the mid 80s, we were talking 86, 87, it still looks great to me, but that inking is already very different than what he was doing on X-Men, or Fantastic Four even. Mind you, he didn't ink Fantastic Four. That was mainly John and Macklin and Ordway. But yeah, Austin had already changed his inking style a lot. So yeah, and he has inked Byrne on a very few occasions over the last, in the era that we all started saying that Byrne's art went downhill. He did ink him a few times, and it was okay, but it wasn't great, So his inking had changed as well. And he also, like Byrne, he also, to me, what suffered was his line. He started using a fatter, chunkier line. But anyways. I love Byrne, even his Star Trek stuff, says Sean. Hey, listen, that's what I always say, Sean. Different strokes for different folks. Whatever any one of us says, it's our opinion. So it's just an opinion, and if you love his Star Trek stuff, good for you. You should love it. If it looks great to you, great. I wish I could say I could look at that stuff and enjoy it and say that, oh yeah, I enjoy it. But I can't. I'd be lying if I did. So, but I'm glad you spoke up. You should speak up. In situations like that. That's cool. Give him some love if you think the stuff that other people dislike is something that you like. So anyways, but yeah, let me see, maybe a couple more pieces here. What else we got? Something different. You got a lot. Oh, how about you got another nice ROM? ROM 30, page 12, with Sinnott inks, which you could tell immediately, of course.
I only have the one.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
what's his face? Speedo? Speed?
I think so.
The hell was his name again?
Torpedo.
Torpedo. Torpedo, yeah. Yeah. It sounds like you're on a bit of
another
delay,
collector
Sean.
who had I am?
Yeah, you're definitely on because you occasionally.
My laptop is trying to upgrade while we're talking. I'm trying to stop it every time.
Oh, okay.
When I don't use a laptop in a while, it always tries to come up with updates. So I keep shutting them off.
It's all right. But yeah, it's a nice, very nice page. Great images.
Sorry.
Oh, let me like this one. Yeah, very nice images, Sean. Good, really good page.
Oh, it's got a nice dedication on the bottom. What does it say?
Says, to my good friend John Wilcox, all best from Ron and Joe Sinnott.
Oh, okay. That's always nice to see those things, as long as they're not covering up the art.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I'm glad you said that, Peter. I'm very glad to hear you say that because, like yourself, I have always really been. Listen, I'm a fan of history, right? So,
can you hear me?
I've always loved provenance when it comes to collectibles. And so to me, personalizations like that is part of the provenance. It's great to see stuff like that, right? But I always found it funny that there were so many collectors who hate who hate that. They hate it. And you know how sometimes when a page yellows over time, I like a lot of the acid in the paper comes out, right? And it gets really yellowed. And you know how some collectors, they'll pay to get it deacidified, right? Deacidified. When you do that in that chemical process, the ink on any personalizations, pretty much like markers and ballpoint pen, it removes it completely. It disappears forever, And some guys are like so happy when they do that. They're like, oh yeah, oh my God, you even got rid of that personalization. And it's like, I'm like the opposite. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you got rid of the personalization that's been there since the day it got signed, like 50 years ago, whatever, I'm like, listen, the important thing is to take care of the original art. I understand that, and that's fine, but I wouldn't be happy about losing the personalization. I have a wonderful comic strip, a newspaper strip that is personalized from back in the late 40s. It's such a wonderful personalization. And I even have one, I have a few from the 50s as well. And they kind of have some yellowing issues, right? That would certainly look better if I could deacidify it. But because they're personalized, I would never deacidify it. I would rather keep it yellow as it is, just to keep the beautiful personalization and the signatures,
Yeah, I agree. I have a page where Jack Abel signs it to someone, and at the end he says "hubba hubba hubba," and I thought that was really funny because that was one of his coin phrases for things.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's also nice, you get to see that this actually came from the artist. It was from the artist to another person, and who it received. So it is the provenance. But I also like Provence, France. So
I got you. And look at Robert saying now he's like he's digging it into me now. He says you can avoid it looking yellow if you just scan it black and white. And let me tell you, just to make it clear, Robert, I got to tell you again, I'm a purist. So I still prefer, even when it's damaged, right? Like if it's really badly yellowed, I still prefer leaving it as is. I can tell you, I have plenty of pieces that are very badly yellowed or browned. And I have no intention. I've never gotten them deacidified. I have no intention of doing it. One day when they leave my possession and somebody else owns them, if they want to do it, they can do it. But I am not going to do it. I actually really love seeing the age. I like to see the condition of it, even when it's not in great condition. I like to know what condition it's in. And that includes like when it's really, really badly yellowed or browned or whatever. It's got staining or what have you. Yeah, I still love to see that. I actually hate when I know a page is damaged to some degree. The person puts a black and white scan so you can't really tell. You know what I mean? I hate that. They're trying to hide it. It seems like, it seems fishy, like you're trying to hide something that you shouldn't. So, but whatever, to each their own, messages, date, and store stamps on books. All good. There you go, CJ. Clip corners and yellowing is something we have to accept or miss out on many pages. Exactly. It's like it's patina. There you go, Scott. And what about Provel cheese, Peter, says CJ.
Hate it. Okay.
All right. And let's see. You got a bunch of the Nova and Miss Marvel. And hold on here now. See, look at this. 2003 Hulk and Thor. Now, I didn't quite like his style at this point in time myself because I found, like, I like it, but I don't love it. And I found, like, I like it, but I found at this stage, he started to become very a lot more angular with the line art. Like if you look at Thor's right arm, for instance, the forearm, right? You see how sharp he does the muscles, you know? Like it's like a V, you know? There, here, you know? It's all that, it's that sharp, pointy stuff that he did that I started to sort of dislike a bit. But still had a lot of energy, you know? But it was a stylistic choice. I mean, it's not like, oh, he was losing it. It's just he just kept sort of morphing his style, and it's just what he wanted to do. So he could still draw really well. And look at this 2018 commission. That is a heck of a lot of characters, Shaun. Wow. Look at that.
Yeah, that's spectacular.
I mean, wow.
Yeah, it's two pieces taped together.
Oh, is it? Wow.
So, he forgot how to do the other ROM figures.
He forgot?
So I had to give him reference material for all the.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
And all that. So I had to give him the character sheets for him to know which character was which, because this is following that storyline I mentioned earlier from ROM 25-ish, 25, 26, 27 that Tom had. This is that same storyline. So I had him throw in Nova because Nova was in that story previously. But yeah, I thought he did a great job. I mean, he laid it out. I chose the characters, but he laid it out and did it the way he wanted.
Right. Yeah, and I gotta say, because CJ points out something. He says, you know, about that Thor Hulk piece, kind of walty, and yes, and if you remember, I don't know if you remember, CJ, but for those of you, I think most of us probably remember when Simonson was on his Thor run towards the end there, and he kept writing it, but he decided to start taking the art chores, you know, off, and they got Sal Buscema to do a couple of fill-ins, and he really did a phenomenal job in keeping a similar style. You know, he had a consistent look to the style, and that's because his own style, that angular sharpness to it, you know, it had a similarity to some of the sharpness on the line art that Walt had as well. So yeah, CJ, I see why you see that it looks Walty.
I agree.
Yeah, thank you. There you go. Yeah. And nice, Rick says, nice Sharon colors as well. Yeah. Yeah, very cool. And this, I got to say, is also a classic. Classic cover. Really cool. Oh, it's pretty neat. So vibrant, the colors. I gotta say, I kind of like them. I don't, you know me, I don't usually like the colors when the original color, you know, you're getting commissions colored, but I like the vibrancy of these, you know. Yeah.
Who's the colorist?
Bob Sharon.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
Bob.
Yeah, and this classic.
X-Men cover. I like his work a lot. In fact, I used to own the cover of the X-Men 64, and
you did
the characters on the original. I sold it years ago, but yeah, I used to own it. It's the first Sunfire.
Yeah,
and
first
Sunfire and the Angel were at a different location on the published piece.
Oh, really? I don't remember. Okay. And so why did he change it? Just for the heck of it?
Yeah. I'm sorry about my computer.
You cut out
I
there,
can't
Shaun.
stop
Sorry.
doing this update stuff. Sorry. Yeah, I was just saying my computer will not stop updating. I've been trying. That's what happens when you put it in a thing for a while and you turn it on to jump on it. It wants to update all the time.
Right.
But anyways, yeah, I used to own the 64 cover. I sold to, I'll tell you who I sold to was Metropolis. I sold to Fischler.
Oh, really? Wow. But back in the day, when you did sell it, when you
Probably
did sell it
15
back in the
years
day,
ago.
you got the fair market
Yeah.
value, correct? Damn, that delay is getting longer and longer. Not even sure if you heard me.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm going to switch one more time and see if that works. If not, I'll let you guys go. But let me just try it one more time.
Okay. Great cover, says CJ. Yep. All of Shaun's commissions are great. Yeah, he's got a massive. He's the commission guy, like the #1 commission guy of all time. I mean, holy crap, 1,000 commissions or something. Wow, or plus 1,000. Yeah. So yeah, that's really cool. So does anybody want to see? I mean, is there any like to you guys, to my friends in the studio with me, is there any Sal art that you can think of off the top of your head that is like something that you just remember, that you love and you think is amazing, and you know it's on Cath, and maybe we can take a look at it? I don't tend to think of things that way, so for me, I'd have to think about it, you know.
There were some best of pieces that were prime Sal. There was one Garney Sal page that was really good. And I believe there were a couple of Roan pages also on the best of.
On the best of? By the way, did everybody vote in the best of? I know I did.
I did.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I figured I figured all you guys would have. I gotta ask Tom, because Tom is saying here, let me put it up. What is the most viewed Sal piece on CAF? No problem, Shaun. I understand, man. I appreciate you coming in and hanging out with us. What's the most viewed piece on CAF? So how do you do that, guys? I just did a search for Sal Buscema art, so that's what we're looking at here now. But how does that help me find the most viewed Sal Buscema piece? Because I don't know how to do that.
I don't know how to do that either.
I mean, can you even do that? I didn't know you could do that. You know? Now Tom is saying, anyone on the panel guess who will win the top spots in the best of? Oh, I don't want to talk about that.
I don't want to talk about that either.
With this is a Sal show, so once we're finished with Sal, we're finished. It's not gonna be a best of CAF show. You want us to guess what the top Sal piece viewed is? I don't get what you're doing, Tom, here. Great pages, Shaun. Thank you, says CJ. Thank you. Vote, isn't that for November? Oh, that's an all different vote, that's for sure. ComicArtBoston's Conan #4 Barry Windsor Smith page, inked by Sal, is worth looking at. Thank you, Rick. Well, okay. Let me take a look at that instead then. So let me see if I can find. I always have a faster. So far, it's been faster going through my followed, my watched galleries list. I can't see the last time Cab updated a CAF, and I'm forgetting what's Cab's avatar.
It's ComicArtBoston.
But like the word?
Yeah, the word.
Yeah.
Like as like an avatar next to his name kind of thing? I'm talking about the picture, you know what I mean?
Picture, no. Don't know.
That's the
I
avatar.
don't remember the picture.
Oh. I know it, but it's just I'm forgetting it. When's the last time he updated his site? Okay, it seems like it's been a while. Okay, let me instead. So what about, is it easier to do Conan? When he would see, that's the thing, is some people will put Windsor Smith even in the pages where he was still going by Barry Smith. Hold on, let me just do Conan. Let me just see what comes up. It might be one of the more recent pieces. So let's see. I guess no. I guess it's pretty hard to. A lot of people. I guess there's enough people that post enough Conan art. Let me see. Where are we here? Well, we're already December 20th. So I don't know. It's not the greatest way to go looking for a piece. Hold on. If we let me just, you know what? Let me just do the premium. That's a good time to do the premium. So since he has it all in one name, I should be able to find it as ComicArtBoston. So it should be pretty easy.
Yeah, he has a number. He has what, 12, I think, pieces. And the first one, Conan the Barbarian, you might want to look at.
Well, I'm just kind of trying to find his name here, ComicArtBoston. Oh, but that's that sucks. Hold on. Sorry, everybody. This is one of the crazy things when you're, one of the more difficult things when you're doing it live is to try to just decide on the fly to look for a random person's gallery, especially when it's, it's you're not using real first and last names, and they don't fall into the right position, and it makes it much harder to find. Let me try to look quickly. It can't have been too long ago since he updated his gallery. Here it is. Oh, I see. It's because he separates it into Boston. I was thinking it was one word. Okay. All right. Here. And let me see. When was that? Okay. So Windsor, did he put it under? Let's see if he put it under Windsor Smith. TV. Looks like he doesn't have it under Windsor Smith. He's probably got it under Smith. Oh, okay. He does have it under Windsor Smith. So weird. Here we go. Windsor Smith. Oh, yeah. His, beautiful inks by Sal, indeed, Rick. Look at that. The issue with the first Elric appearance.
Yeah, that's a spectacular page.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, sort of mid-period, like in terms of his Conan run, I feel it's like right at the beginning, it's more like Kirby-esque.
Right.
And then in the middle, like here, it starts to sort of, delve more into, he's developing his own style. But then another 10 issues after this, suddenly your mind is really blown, right? With that last issue, the first Sonya. Out of control, incredible. But yeah, this is the mid period, which is already starting to be pretty cool looking. Very, very nice.
Yeah, okay, Rubén, I discovered how you could get the most views.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you just go to the expanded search, you can order it by views.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me just finish off.
Yeah, you can finish that, and then when you go to search.
Let's see. Give me a second. Look at that. Yevgeny says, we had a live stream tonight drawing all things Sal Buscema. I was painting Hulk, special guest Guy Dorian. Hey, look at that. We saw a Guy Dorian piece earlier, inked by Sal, who told us some great stories about Sal as well as shared some memories. Very cool, Yevgeny. Let everybody know, Yevgeny, the name of the channel. So those of us who want to check it out can go and check it out. So let's see. Yes. Well, it's not Rick, Shaun. Rick's just calling it out. Awesome page, beautiful piece. Yes, great poll for sure. So let me go back here and okay. So what do I do? Do I first do a search for the artist, Miki?
Yeah. Do a search for Sal.
Okay, so Sal Buscema. Okay.
And then click on expanded search.
Oh, this little thing here?
Yeah. And then order by most views.
Oh, okay. Most views. Oh, interesting. Hey, that's kind of fun. All right. And then we do search. And then this means, oh, wow.
Yeah, so that Silver Surfer page comes up.
Oh, wow. Okay, got you. And so that's 14,000. And the next one, okay, that's not really a piece of art. The next one here is 12,000. Okay, it is. Wow. So, wow. Look at that. Silver Surfer number 7, half splash. Yeah, really, really cool. 3-panel page, beautiful. You know, I got to tell you guys, again, different strokes for different folks. While this is a wonderful page altogether, and I love, obviously, the top half splash, my favorite, and I got to admit, I'm a sucker for close-ups. But my favorite panel is the second one. I just love the emotion in the second panel, the close-up of his head. I love that. Yeah. But the whole thing is, yeah, spectacular, obviously. You know? Yeah, great piece. So there you have it, Tom. That's the most viewed piece of art in the gallery. FYI, though, just so everybody knows, the most viewed pieces doesn't necessarily equate to, oh, that means it's the greatest piece or the best Sal pieces. You know, not in any way, shape, or form. You know, people view certain pieces for various reasons, and in this case, I can tell you, there was a time where Scott Williams, and this piece was in Scott Williams' collection, or it is in Scott Williams' collection. There was a time where he was very active on CAF, and you know, being an artist, he has obviously a bunch of fans, and all those fans would always constantly follow his gallery whenever he was active and posting amazing pieces into his gallery. So, I mean, the fact that it's owned by Scott Williams is what helps this one be the top view getter, you know? Because nobody would ever think that this piece, no offense to Lionel Careth, the owner of this piece here, but being just a commission, nobody would ever think that this is going to be the number 2 viewed piece by Sal of all time. You know what I mean? And yet somehow it is. But yeah.
If there's an interesting one, if you go down 14 to the 14th row, Savage Sword of Conan, Sal with De Zuniga inks.
Did we lose Rubén?
Sorry, guys, I hit the wrong button. That was my fault.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Does that? Oh, and then because I left, it means my share screen. I got to get it back up. Sorry about that. Hold on. Let me do the share screen again. Our pal Sal, and let me pop that in there. Okay. Sorry. So yeah, let me go backwards. And yeah, let me know where you're talking about, Peter.
14th row on the most viewed.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, hold on. Damn it. I got to do the 54. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
The Savage Sword, Conan.
Oh, the Sal with De Zuniga inks and washes.
Yes.
Yes. Look at this. Great pencils, but stylistically, De Zuniga basically takes over. I mean,
yeah,
you know what I mean? It looks all De Zuniga, you know? Beautiful piece, though, of course. But for me, this would be more of a highlight of De Zuniga's skills more than Sal, you know? Yeah. Is there something particular you wanted to point out or say about it, Peter?
I just look at that piece and go, "Oh, that's fabulous."
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it is a fabulous piece. Like I said, though, to me, it's more fabulous because of Tony's work than Sal's contribution, you know, because he's inking and washing it, you know. But it is a fabulous piece, no doubt. You know what else? Oh, look, is that Ron? Oh yeah, look at this Ron page with Aiken and Garvey inks. Very slick inking. So cool. Yeah, I love that. Very, very cool end page. Let's see. We'll look at that. A lot of good stuff. Covers and pages, splashes. Here's one from later on. From the slightly more angular period, so it wasn't quite my favorite period. But earlier in the run of Spectacular Spider-Man I was loving it. Yeah. Okay. Hold on, let me go and see. Let me go. Sorry, I got to keep jumping in from one tab to another, everybody. Hey, John, see what's happening. And so, yeah, I'm going to come back and just check out some comments. Savage Sword, yep. Nice ROM page from 36. Gotten a trade from Dino in my calf. Oh, okay. Sure, Rick. Yeah, we can, for sure. I want to show. That's what I want to say from the beginning. You should have said it earlier. I want to show, I prefer to show just from people who are usual, regulars here. So many doozies indeed. Sal's first published Marvel work was inking Gunhawks. Was it? In the 50s, he drew backgrounds for his brother on the Dell title, Roy Rogers. Wow. That's cool. Interesting bit of info there. But yeah, let me do that then. Let me go to Rick. Rick, you know what? I'm not sure when. Okay, let me just try. I know you did it fairly recently, Rick. So I should be able to find you pretty quick. There you are. There you are. All right. Okay. I'm going to the Sal Buscema. Oh, you got two. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's do both, but let's do this first. And we save the best for last, Rick. You deserve it. So ROM 33, page 21 with the Senate inks. You got the scary, spooky stuff with the girl and all those animals and creatures following her. And then some great ROM stuff here at the bottom with the creepy tree. It's a lot of fun. Very, very nice Senate inking. But yes, definitely the star of your collection in terms of Sal and Sal ROM with Aiken and Garvey inks, that beautiful slick inking. I mean, come on, guys. Number 36, a retelling of the origin page. It's like the same image as that picture they used for that advertisement when they were doing the house ads for ROM number 1. Yeah, that's awesome. Look at that. Super slick inking by Aiken and Garvey. Love it. Love that. That's so nice. Even that last panel with Rom, as you know, when he was a Galadorian before he got trapped in the armor, and that's a really, really cool little extra bit, you can't discount that, but you get this beautiful close-up, a headshot, which I think is wonderful. Even him landing here, like his origin, right? Landing from outer space, and yeah, that money shot image, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So yeah, really, really cool. Thanks for letting us know, Rick. That is awesome. Rounded corners, yes. Yes, indeed. You don't see that. You don't see that on the panels too often either, which also gives it a nice little look. A rounded panel corners. Yeah, very, very nice. Yeah, that's a killer page. How the heck did I not like it? Oh yeah, because this is probably, you posted this back in the day when I was commenting, but I didn't leave likes when I commented. I'm here, down here. There I am, 2021. But yeah, now I comment and hit the like button. But yeah, very, very cool. Very cool to see that again. And Rick says, traded Dino my Cerebus 10 Red Sophia page for it. Wow. That's an interesting page. That's an interesting way to trade this. Cerebus for ROM. Like, I would never expect that. Yeah, definitely a killer page for sure. Very, very sweet. Yeah, great panel. Just amazing, amazing, amazing. Hey, Tom says, yeah, Need to put that page in Heritage, Rick. Tom, you selfish bastard, only thinks of himself. That's funny. But okay, anybody else? Oh, we should come to a close here. I mean, doing the show like this, obviously, we weren't gonna, without me planning it out in advance, and preparing a bunch of scans. I mean, obviously, we're never gonna get to look at too many pieces. But I'm very loyal. I'm all big on loyalty, and I didn't have time anyways to do it that way, but I'm happy to do it this way because I wanted to kind of try to show the pieces from the collections of you guys who are usually here supporting the channel every week, give you guys some more shine. So I'm glad I could do that. As long as it wasn't Sophia Falcone. And it looks like we're never going to get a second season of the Penguin Show, is it? Are we, Marcus? Great show. Thanks, CJ. Appreciate it. Have a great one, man. Thank you, Tom. I appreciate that. Thank you. Says it's been a great show. Yeah, I mean, obviously this method, on the fly when you're just looking for stuff on a website, obviously, that kills a lot of the time and it makes it harder to be able to see as much art as you otherwise could if you prepared in advance. But at the same time, it's kind of a memorial episode, and because no problem, Sean, no problem. Don't worry about it. Later, Lee, because it's a memorial episode, I also didn't, I like to do that type of stuff as quickly as possible. I didn't want to have to wait another week, and so that's it. I figured since we all just found out a few days ago, well, might as well do this now while it's still fresh in everybody's minds, So yeah, so I think that's it. Let me what are you saying, Tom? If I need more, just watch some with Matt. Matt's not here though. Fun show and nice remembrance. Good night. You too, Rick. Okay. Thank you, Rick. I appreciate that. Yeah, let me remove the thing here and hey, there we go. We finally we can see each other again. Hello, you guys. I can see what you look like. I can remember what you guys look like again. Thank you. So funny.
We don't have Sal Buscema faces.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That should have been what we planned, trying to imitate the best Sal Buscema face. Derek Neiman, good night. Guys, don't forget, again, I got to remind you all that next week, still doing a show, but it's the annual pre-Super Bowl show, so it's not at nighttime. You're watching the game. So it'll be an afternoon show at 3 o'clock Eastern time, 12, so noon Pacific time. Only 2 hours, so it'll be a quick show. So yeah, if you got nothing to do before the Super Bowl, those of you who are watching it, or if you're not watching it and you still have really not much to do in the afternoon on Sunday, yeah, we'd be happy to have you guys. Jason Ladwig, as usual, let me show you, is going to be the co-host for the 4th year running. And yeah, so I just want to stress that because every year so far, there's been somebody who said, oh, I didn't know it was in the afternoon. And I showed up at night. Nobody was here. I thought you canceled your show. So I can't really make it much clearer than that. I think I tried to do a good job of trying to make it obvious that, yes, it's in the afternoon and it's 2 hours. It's a 2-hour quickie, everybody. From 3 to 5, like I said, on the East Coast, noon till 2 p.m. on the West Coast. Yeah, so that's the annual afternoon episode, everybody. So please drop by if you can. It's always fun. And don't assume that just because you see football and it's Super Bowl weekend, don't assume we're just going to talk about football. We may for the first few minutes, it's possible, but I still after that, we'll get into it, and we'll talk comic art with Jason. I haven't spoken with Jason for a while. We'll see what he's been up to and what he's been doing with his collecting, and yeah, we'll talk about whatever, But it'll be comic art related. Don't worry, and no football talk that day. Exactly. What do I think of Belichick Hall of Fame? You know what I think. I think exactly what I assume, and I hope you think. Whatever. Stupid voters. Whatever. People are assholes in life, and that's all. Whatever. That's in every segment of society. We have assholes, and we have good people, and that's what happened there. You have assholes that have grudges to axes to grind, and that's it. That's all I have to say. And you and I know he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, right? So that's all that matters. Make notes, set the alarms. Yes, indeed. Really enjoy seeing Sal's work, says Yevgeny. Getting to know his work more this week. Good. Finding out what I have been missing. He was fantastic. Fantastic. Great to hear that. I hope you told us that link or the name of the channel where we could see that show you guys were doing. And the reason it's so early, well, it's not that early. I didn't want it in previous years. I always made it end about a half an hour before the Super Bowl starts. I don't know. I just felt like, okay, maybe some people are having like parties or whatever. They're having friends and family over and, they have to prepare. And so I figured half an hour might not be enough. So I figured this time, if we do it 2 hours, we ended at 5 o'clock. It starts at 6:30, so it gives them 1.5 hours to do the preparation. And hopefully, the idea is that would be early enough before the game that it would entice a few other people to drop by and join us, So that was the reason for that. And so I'll remind everyone in the private chats. Thank you, Tom. I appreciate that. Jason says, I can't believe that Belichick got snubbed on the Hall of Fame, but he is patient. He waited 46 years for his girlfriend to be born. Oh, dear Lord. Yeah, that's very true. Very true, Jason. That's a good one, I must say.
That was a good one.
Yeah, very good. Yevgeny, you can't share the link. That's why I'm saying if you would just type the name of the channel is better, because I'm the only person who can type in the name I'm the only person who can put in links for security reasons. If any live chatter tries to put a link in, YouTube immediately just makes it disappear. So it doesn't, your comment won't appear, unfortunately. So that's why I'm saying if you just put at least the name of the channel, and those of us who wanted to see you guys draw. Kavi could do it because he's an admin for my channel. That's the only other reason. It's an exception to the rule, Kavi's got the wrench, exactly. And before we go out here, fellas, and I mean you, Miki, and Peter, first of all, let me ask, will you guys be watching said game, the aforementioned game?
Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Yes, I probably will be. I'll be out of town. I'll be at my sister's place.
You mentioned that. You mentioned that last week. Yeah.
So I expect that we'll be watching the game.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. Peter?
No.
Okay.
No.
Not a football guy per se.
Not a football guy, and there's just so much commercial stuff going on, and the halftime show is kind of a little bit, it could be disappointing. So no, none for me.
No worries. That begs the question: will we see you here for the 2-hour show here before the Super Bowl?
Yes, I'll be there.
Oh, nice. That's very nice of you. Appreciate that, man. Thank you.
I probably won't be.
No worries. I appreciate that. You know that, Miki, right? Anytime, and you can make it. I always appreciate it. So, Yevgeny, you shared a link to your friend's channel who was hosting, but it doesn't work. You cannot, as somebody in the live chat, you cannot post live links. I mean, if you just look inside the chat, you will see that what you posted is not appearing. So, yeah. It's not showing up. Okay, so there you go. Avengers Doomsday trailer possible. Okay. Nerdy. Is that spelled correctly though? Nerdy meowsings? Because I know you mean musings, but is it spelled like that? Okay. Nerdy, now it's musings, MEWZINGS. Okay, Nerdy Musings podcast. Well, to watch Yevgeny and his friends all drawing, and he's familiarizing himself with Sal Buscema art for the first time. Don't apologize, Yev. No problem, man. And you won't watch either. I know you're not a sports guy, Tom. We know. And let me see. Tom will be watching the Tuning Fork USA halftime show. Nice. Okay, everybody. Well, that's good. I appreciate it. Once more, thank you to all of you for hanging out tonight with us. Thank you for doing this, not only on behalf of me and the fellas who came in and were so nice to hang out with me in the studio, but also on behalf of the dearly departed, the late Sal Buscema, who many of us really loved, and we're entertained by a lot throughout our lives and our time in comics. So I really appreciate it. Don't forget, once again, everybody, check out Nicky B on Friday. He's going to share with us that amazing piece that's got Frank Miller and John Cassaday connections from his collection, and it means a lot to him, he says. Later, Tom. And then, please catch me back here on Sunday afternoon, at 3 o'clock Eastern, noon Pacific. All right, everybody. Thank you again. Peace and have a great week. We will talk soon. Cheers. Bye, guys.
Bye. Good night.